Hello, everyone, and welcome to the U16 Eastern Football Challenge presented by Amherst Toyota. This is the final game, championship final between Team Quebec and Team Nova Scotia. I'm Craig Brett along with Roger Surrett and Paul Delmotte at Alumni Field on the campus of Mount Allison University in Sackville, New Brunswick. Just bear with us a moment. I think we're having a small technical issue with Roger with Roger's microphone. All right, try again, Roger.
Can you hear me now?
Nope, not on the headsets. All right, we will have to.
Okay, was he going to use that microphone, Phil?
All right, while he gets ready, we'll set up the situation here. Team Ontario won the coin toss and they deferred to the second half. Team Quebec wanted the...
Can you guys hear me now?
We can't hear you now, Roger. All right, Team Quebec decided to take the ball. Ontario have the wind at their backs as Quebec are defending the east end of Alumni Field. The kickoff bounces out of bounds, and that's a legal procedure penalty. And Team Quebec will take over first and 10 at their own 40.
Botte de dégagement pour l'Ontario. Ontario qui a élu de botter pour la première demi. Et avec la punition du côté de l'Ontario pour une procédure illégale, le Québec va commencer à la 40.
Yeah, just a smart move by him just to let that roll off to the side. Gives him, he doesn't have to return it, and gets him up to the 40-yard line.
So Louis Fortier leads the offense on the field for Team Quebec. He's got the dangerous David Gabriel-Georges in the backfield with him. Little fumble, Ruski snap. It's picked up by the wideout, Diasse Valade, and he crosses center field on the run.
Lola Ismalia Diasse Valade qui a ramassé le ballon à l'extérieur. Une bonne course pour le premier essai. You were right. That was a risky play to start off the game, but it caught Ontario on their heels right from the get-go.
First down, Quebec from the Ontario 53. Play action, throw over the middle. It's dropped, and we have a penalty marker down.
Punition sur le terrain, le lancer de Louis Fortier à Diasse Valade passe incomplet.
Yeah, well-placed pass. He just wasn't able to reel that one in.
Okay, the officials are going to confer. We have that's illegal contact against Team Quebec.
Or illegal block?
Yeah. Okay, Ontario decide whether they want second and 10 or first and 20.
In our previous game that we covered earlier today, the wind was a big factor, and it's sort of blowing against the Team Quebec. And here it's not quite as breezy this evening.
So, avec cette pénalité contre le Québec, l'Ontario a élu d'envoyer en reculant de 10 verges, donc premier essai et 20.
So first and 20 for Quebec. Louis Fortier sends 4 receivers to his left. Ontario crowding the line of scrimmage on defense. Swing out left side, and that one is through the hands of Loia Ismaila Diasse Valade.
Loia Ismaila Diasse Valade passe incomplet, ça entre et sort de ses mains pour un deuxième jeu consécutif. Il va certainement s'en vouloir sur ces dernières séquences.
Okay, we got a tight end right for Quebec, one flanker over there. On 2nd and 20. This ball's batted down and nearly picked off by Braden Thompson. Bring up 3rd and 10.
Passe bloquée par Braden Thompson de Corpus Christi Catholic Secondary School at Burlington à mettre les mains dans les airs pour bloquer ce lancer.
There wasn't a flag, but it's now being indicated that it's no flag. And what we're seeing from this Ontario team is what we saw yesterday, where they just really have a solid defense and are able to block stuff up, and they have much more control over this Quebec team than we saw yesterday. Not yesterday, 3 days ago.
Yeah, they're playing with a lot of energy for sure, this Ontario defense. They're really pumped up down there on the sideline. Punt team on the field for Quebec. Samuel Patfi shielding his eyes as he looks to the west. Sun is not quite starting to set, but it's getting low in the sky as evening sets in. High kick into the wind, angling towards the sidelines and out at about the 48 is my guess. Oh, 49.
Orge qui va à l'extérieur du terrain. Punition sur le terrain.
Okay, we have.
Ça sera contre l'Ontario.
We have penalty marker against Ontario. And we also have an injured Quebec player.
Yeah, just in one of those back positions. I wonder if they're trying to put a lot of pressure on the kicker before he got that ball away.
All right, let's see what we got. There's no penalty.
There is no flag on the play.
But we still have that injured Quebec player receiving attention near the 40-yard line.
Aucune punition sur le terrain. Joueur du Québec qui est sur la pelouse. On ne peut pas voir le numéro en ce moment.
Amherst Toyota is a proud supporter of hard work, leadership, teamwork, and excellence in our youth. That's why we are dedicated to supporting football, including minor, high school, football in New Brunswick, and the Mount Allison Mounties. We are proud to welcome you all to Sackville, New Brunswick, the definition of small-town football. Come see why so many people choose Amherst Toyota.
A lot of attention being carried out with the Quebec player just to make sure everything is all okay. And while that's happening, everyone's sort of huddling on the field on either side. Just you don't want to exert too much in this weather. It's not terribly hot. There's a nice breeze to cool it down a bit, but it's interesting to see the players now getting up on one knee.
Still can't see the number from here.
Joueur du Québec qui se lève et marche sur sa propre force.
It's Émeric Saint-Jacques who's the injured player, and he is walking off under his own power. Here's our first look at the Team Ontario offense, led by Hayden Busick.
From the 49-yard line.
He's got Jesse Carter in the backfield with him. And it is Carter running left side. He has a good running lane out there. Powers his way into Quebec territory with an Ontario first down.
Jesse Carter. Belle course à l'extérieur, à la gauche. Fonce. Pour un premier essai pour l'Ontario.
He was able to get off to the left side on the boundary side of the field and just accelerate out and just punch through a couple of tackles before he was taken out of bounds for a great first play by Team Ontario.
Un gain de 15 verges pour Carter.
Played 2 minutes here in the first quarter. Ontario have it 1st and 10 at the Ontario 46. Sorry, at the Quebec 46. A little bit of a high snap. They get it to Carter. He runs right into a wall named Peterson David Claude. Flag on the play.
mission sur le terrain après que Carter a été plaqué. Donc, hors-jeu pour le Québec.
All right, there was a offside penalty against Quebec. We'll bring up 1st and 5.
Yeah, he was stopped up right on the middle, but there was a little bit of advanced movement at the front end of that play.
So it'll be 1st and 5.
I saw one of the D linemen sort of jump.
Premier essai et 5 maintenant pour l'Ontario.
Music with 3 receivers in a bunch to his right. Looks to throw left. It's caught over there by Ryan Goff-Lambert. He's pushed out of bounds with another Ontario first down.
Belle passe de Busick à Lambert pour le premier essai pour l'Ontario.
Yeah, just a beautiful, quick little play out there. Good controlled offensive package that Ontario's brought to the field. We have another Quebec player who's a bit slow to get up.
Lost a shoe.
So
we have an equipment malfunction. And he'll go get a new set of tires, and then we'll have a substitution on the D-line. First down Ontario from the Quebec 31. Again, 3 receivers in a bunch to the right. They pitch it to Carter. And he's lucky that ball bounced right back up in his hands. And he only lost yardage and not the football.
Carter a reçu la bombe de l'Ontario direct dans ses mains après avoir cafouillé la passe.
Yeah, it was a sort of a lateral back, like it's a pitch back, so it's a running play, and it bounced out of his hands, and luckily he got right back on it and just limited it. In fact, they're actually back to the original line of scrimmage.
So 2nd and 10 for Ontario as Cater got that one back. Oh, have a timeout Ontario.
Temps d'arrêt demandé par l'Ontario, le premier de la demi.
Just trying maybe to get a couple of packages in there, maybe do a little bit of a hurry up on them, because really, this is the first time I've seen the Quebec team on their heels.
All right. Peterson, David Claude back on the field for Team Quebec. His footwear has been reattached. Team Ontario emerged from their huddle on the sidelines. Spread offense this time on 2nd and 10.
Deuxième essai et 10 pour l'Ontario. Après le temps d'arrêt.
Busick under pressure, rolls to his right, lobs it up. Pass is incomplete.
Hayden Busick sous pression. On voit le ballon presque attrapé par Cassius Peterson. Troisième essai et 10 maintenant pour l'Ontario.
Just a good bootleg to get out of trouble, try to get the football away. Well-placed football. Had to throw it where he threw it. The receiver just couldn't get under it.
3rd down gamble for Team Ontario. 3rd and 10 from the 31.
L'Ontario va l'essayer ici sur le 3e essai.
Quick pass going to the corner. And it's broken up as Emile Rodrigue gets a hand in there to separate the football from Lamar Cadreau.
Emile Rodrigue avec un très beau jeu à la défensive. Dévie le ballon au bon moment juste avant que Lamar Kendro a pu mettre les mains là-dessus. Possession maintenant au Québec.
Yeah, just a brilliant defensive play. The ball took a little bit of time to get there. It was well placed, but there were 2 players, and one could go for the ball and one could cover the player, and just well executed.
Ontario take over on downs, 1st and 10 at their own 31. Sorry, Quebec take over 1st and 10 at their own 31. A little bit of a high snap. Fortier gets it off to Diaze Valad. He runs up to the 39-yard line. A penalty marker down. 7 yards on the play, pending the outcome of the flag.
Diaze Valad qui attrape le ballon pour un gain de 7 verges, une pénalité sur le terrain. Et ça ressemble, ça va aller vers la direction du Québec. Donc tout ceci va être nié et ça va reculer de 10 verges.
Holding penalty going against Team Quebec. It's going to move that ball 10 yards back.
Bring up 1st and 20.
Just trying to buy a little bit more time for the quarterback, and sometimes that just turns into a hold. Good, solid pressure from this Team Ontario defense.
1st and 20 from the 20-yard line, 21-yard line.
Avec la pénalité maintenant, premier essai et 20. Le ballon est à la 21 de la zone du Québec.
A little bit of a wobbly snap. They get it into the breadbasket of David Gabriel Georges. He zigs and zags for about a couple of yards.
David Gabriel Georges qui touche le ballon pour la première fois dans cette rencontre avec un gain de 3 verges. Donc, deuxième essai et 17 pour le Québec.
You hope those running plays can break loose and give you those yards.
4 receivers wide side for Quebec on 2nd and long. Fortier heaves it short side. Ball's floating up, and it's just knocked out of the sky by the intended receiver, David Leka Balom. He turned into a defender there. I think the Ontario player had a better chance.
Yeah, no, just perfect. Thomas Leo knew where the ball was going. He settled down right where the spot was, and hoped to try to reel that one in, but also made the Quebec player become the defender.
La passe de Louis Fortier à Dave Leleka Bolombe, incomplet. That ball looked like it got caught just a bit in the wind.
It did. Very windy here. So Patry into punt for Team Quebec. Stands near his 10.
Deuxième potée de dégagement de ce premier quart pour le Québec.
Punt hangs up in the wind, bounces at the 40, then takes a good Quebec bounce, taken by Ejano Ivankovic, and he is snowed under near the 40-yard line.
Just no room for him to, he had to make sure he corralled the football, but good special teams coverage.
Adano Ivankovic avec le retour de seulement une verge. Premier essai pour le Québec, pour l'Ontario, excusez. Ballon est à la 41 dans la zone du Québec. Donc, bonne possession de terrain ici pour l'Ontario. Tenter de capitaliser et marquer leur premier point de la rencontre.
Scoreless football game, 6:43 left in the first quarter. Ontario's offense on the field. Busick hands it off to Cater. Cater goes around the right edge. Penalty marker flies as he gets to the corner. He's escorted out of bounds by Samuel Kwame Philanthropion.
Jesse Cater avec une belle course à l'extérieur, poussée hors jeu. Punition ressemble à ce que ça pourrait aller vers la direction de l'Ontario pour avoir retenu. Et c'est bel et bien ça. L'Ontario sera reculé de 10 verges et ce jeu est nié. Donc, premier essai et 20 pour l'Ontario. Ballon est à la 51.
Yeah, just enough of a hold on that point of attack to draw the flag and pull the ball back 10 yards.
1st and 20 for Team Ontario from the Quebec 51. Busick under pressure, sidesteps it momentarily, throws it down the rail, and he's got a receiver there. Zaya Wallace down at the 25-yard line on the emergency scramble play. Big first down for Ontario.
Oh, quel jeu de la part de Hayden Busick d'être patient dans la zone dont le pochet qui est derrière la ligne offensive, prend son temps, bouge un peu. Belle passe à l'extérieur pour Skyler Wansborough de St. Paul Catholic High School. Premier essai maintenant pour l'Ontario.
Ball at the 24 of Quebec, first down Ontario. Hayden Busick grabs the snap, swings it out to Cater, and he escapes one tackle, two tackles, but not the third tackle, and he's caught behind the line of scrimmage by Philanthrope Dion.
Passe à l'extérieur pour Jesse Cater. Perte de 5 verges, mais a pu éviter 2 plaqués des joueurs défensifs québécois.
Yeah, Busick just barely got his hand on that, pulled it out, got it out to his running back. As he was trying to get around the corner, first tackle came in and then had to carry the second tackler before he was finally brought down.
Brings up second and somewhere between 15 and 16 for Team Ontario. Busick looks to his right, has to pull it down under pressure. Now scrambles, extends the play, throws it in the direction of Peterson. It's beyond his reach at the goal line, falls incomplete.
La passe de Busick trop haut pour Peterson, incomplète, troisième essai et 16. Now Ontario, once again, they're kind of like in nowhere's land. It's not far enough to punt, but too far for a field goal. So they're going to go for it on third down again.
The one strength Busick really has is the ability to keep his eyes down the field. He's able to avoid the pressure that's coming towards him, but not getting caught up in that pressure and just knowing where to place the football.
I love his poise in the pocket.
Third and 15 for Ontario. Busick looks to his right, doesn't like what he sees, because what he sees is a sack coming. And Philanthrope Dion.
Le blitz pour le Québec, le sac de Philanthrope Dion. Et Québec va recevoir le ballon de nouveau après ce troisième essai. Busick avait aucune chance sur ce blitz, pouvait pas s'en sortir du tout.
Just third time, he got unlucky on that one. He wasn't able to evade Dion, and he wrapped him up in the backfield. Past couple times, he's able to get back up forward and do something with the football.
Quebec take over on downs, first and 10 at their own 36. Scoreless ball game, 4:06 left in the first quarter. Handoff, left side, Gabriel Georges gets some open territory, flag flies late. Takes 2 tacklers to get him down, but they do.
But there is a flag.
We'll see what the flag's about, and we'll credit the tackle to Braden Tadara.
Holding against Quebec.
La punition sera contre le Québec sur un bon gain de 8 verges de David Gabriel Georges.
Yeah, Brent Proudfoot was there basically indicating right away because he was the one being held on the left side of the formation.
So another penalty against Quebec, quite a few so far in this first quarter. Backing them up, bringing up first and 20. Large contingent of Ontario fans screaming for the defense. First and 20 for Quebec at their 26. Pass is caught at the 31 by Hugo Baudry. Short gain on the play will bring up second and long.
Hugo Baudry avec la glissade pour attraper le ballon sur la passe de Louis Fortier. Un gain de 6, deuxième essai et 14 avec environ 3 minutes 30 secondes à faire dans quart numéro 1. Aucun pointage au cadran.
Fortier sends 3 receivers wide side, 2 to the left. Here comes the pressure. Fortier airs it out right side. And it's broken up at the last minute by A.J. Wiltshire. Ball was in the receiver's hands, but Wiltshire got in there and broke it up.
Adam Wiltshire qui se démontre à la défensive, dévie le ballon au bon moment sur la passe envoyée vers la direction de Dave Lileka-Bolombe. Troisième essai et le Québec maintenant forcé à faire un botté de dégagement.
Wilshire shows exactly what a defensive back is supposed to do. He stayed away from the pass interference. He didn't push into it. As the football arrived, he got his arm up in between the arms of the receiver and was able to knock that football away.
Patry to punt for the third time this afternoon, standing near his own 18 to receive the snap. It's a bit low, but he handles it okay. End over ender. Bounces at the 50, takes a Quebec bounce. Ivankovic evades the first tackler, heads to the middle of the field, and he's chased down by Sean Mullen. And we have a penalty marker near the 40-yard line.
There's been a lot of colorful nylon sitting on the field of this game.
Alanon Ivankovic avec le retour sur le botté de dégagement. Un bon botté de la part du Québec.
A 5-yard, no yards penalty assessed against Team Quebec.
It's amazing that he had to fight really hard for those few yards, but because he was going mostly laterally across the field. But that's also because someone was really close when he got to the football.
That'll move the line of scrimmage to the 51 of Ontario. Ontario have it 1st and 10 from there. Under 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Scoreless football game. Callum Smith with the ball for Team Ontario, running his way up the middle across the 50 and near a first down.
For a gain of 9 yards.
Callum Smith, sa première course de la rencontre, passe dans le milieu pour 9 verges, deuxième essai et 1 maintenant pour l'Ontario.
That was just a well-executed play because I was looking at its pass option and just sold the pass on that one. So when the running back broke through the line of scrimmage, they didn't realize he had the football.
2nd and 1 for Team Ontario. Hayden Busick hands it off. Ontario were a smidgen offside there. As the receivers ran their routes quite early. Whistle blew, but took a while for everyone to see what went on.
L'Ontario un peu agressif sur ce dernier jeu, a dépassé la ligne.
I mean, you have the Ray Elgard rule, as I'd like to call it, which it gives you a little bit of leeway at that line of scrimmage, but they were well past.
They were a good 2 yards before that ball was snapped.
And it wasn't just, and importantly, it wasn't just the slot back. the split end was also moved. So the guy on the line isn't supposed to move at all. Brings up 2nd and 6. Ball on the center field straight.
Deuxième essai 6 maintenant pour l'Ontario. Ballon est au centre du terrain.
Busick overthrows the intended receiver on the hitch. It was Isaiah Wallace, I think, the intended receiver. Ball sails incomplete.
3rd and 6.
Passe pour Wallace incomplet. Trop haut. Botté de dégagement maintenant pour l'Ontario.
I mean, the block was in place up front. He was in the right spot in the field. The ball just was about 4 feet too high.
DJ Farah on to kick for Team Ontario. Returning for Quebec is Dave Leleka-Ballon. Good snap. Farah gets it away with the wind on his back. Leleka-Ballon from his 20 heads up the hash marks. And there's a team meeting for Ontario at the 30, and he's down at the 32.
David Leleka-Ballon avec le retour de 12 verges, un bon botté pour l'Ontario. Ballon sera à la 33 pour le Québec. Premier essai avec 1 minute 26 à faire dans le premier quart.
Yeah, just good, solid special teams play on there. We're able to corral them. Ivanovic was the one who got in on the tackle.
Oh, we have a delay. Talking things over with the Quebec center. about how he positions the ball. I think he picked the ball up an extra time. They were saying, look, you can't do that. Okay, we're ready to go now. Ball's positioned correctly. Fortier waits the snap, gets a clean one, hands it off to Gabriel Georges. Sneaks through the line of scrimmage, pinballs off one tackle, but the defensive halfback won't let go, and Thomas Leo with the tackle for Team Ontario.
David Gabriel Georges pour un gain de 2 verges. Deuxième essai pour Québec.
Yeah, George was in the last game. He just was all over the field and hard to control, and they had great contain on him, and he had to fight through tackles. But he's a hard running back to bring down.
2nd and 8 for Quebec. Fortier organizes his receivers. He's got a wing back right, 2 wides either side. Throws it left side to the Lake of Ballon. He crosses the 40. Stopped just barely with the first down by the looks of it.
Dave les Lacs-Belombe attrapé le ballon, premier essai. Les Lacs-Belombe qui jouent avec les Aigles d'Or d'Albévio qui vient de la région de Montréal.
And off to David George. He's through the middle this time. The head of steam evades the safety, goes around the corner, tucks the ball in, down the rail. He's at the 20, cuts back inside again, and he's finally hauled down inside the 20.
Quelle course de la part du porteur de ballon des Scorpions d'Armand-Corbeil de la région de Terrebonne, David Gabriel Georges.
Gabriel George is 6 foot, 175, and he runs like he's like 5'6", but he has the speed of a 6 foot player. He just was able to get around, curl, and just find those open spots and evade the tackles. If you don't get a sure tackle on him, he's not going down.
47 on the run, however.
He reminds me of that Gale Sayer saying, just give me 18 inches of daylight, that's all I need. And that's what he had. And he left, and he was gone for a long run.
And that was the last play of the first quarter. After 1 quarter of play, no score on the board here at Alumni Field on the campus of Mount Allison University.
Just solid play from both sides. That's the first real breakout play that we've seen Quebec have, where they were showing dominance in the previous game that we saw, and Ontario's been able to try. And that's just the first mistake that I've really seen the Team Ontario's defense have.
All right, by my math, there was about a 44-yard run on that play by David Gabriel Georges. That gives Quebec very good field position, 1st and 10 at the 20 of Team Ontario as we start the second quarter.
Début du deuxième quart, une course de plus de 40 verges pour David Gabriel Georges. Ballon est à la 20 de la zone de l'Ontario.
Now let's give it back to him. And this time he's sandwiched in the A-gap at the line of scrimmage. Short gain on the play.
Gain d'une verge pour David Gabriel Georges, deuxième essai.
You just can't let him get ahead of steam up, and they were able to corral him. But even when they've corralled him with that pusher from the offensive line, he got 3 yards on that play, and I thought maybe he had gotten 1.
2nd and 7 from the 17. Louis Fortier surveys the Ontario defense. There's no deep safety, and he's going to test the corner. Lots of contact, and penalty markers fly as Tyler Mercier was contacted in the end zone. Ball falls incomplete.
Thomas Leo qui était sur Tyler Mercier à l'extérieur. L'a bousculé avant qu'il ait eu la chance d'attraper le ballon. On aura une pénalité pour obstruction de la passe. Et le Québec qui recevra le ballon de nouveau sur le premier essai.
Now he had, if he had just been looking backwards, he probably wouldn't have drawn that, but he came in, basically did a screening on that, on the close play, but the other result would have been a touchdown. So,
as it is, they're going to mark off a 15-yard penalty here. That brings up 1st and goal from just outside the 2.
Punition de 15 verges. Premier essai, maintenant, le ballon est à la 3 pour le Québec.
Hand off to Gabriel Georges. He's stopped up in the backfield, breaks the tackle, reverses field, looks for a block from his quarterback, pushes the pile for a touchdown, Quebec!
Oh, quel effort de la part de David Gabriel Georges. Face à droite, aucune ouverture. Un joueur de l'Ontario qui retient son chandail, s'enlève, s'en va à la gauche, plonge pour le premier toucher de la rencontre.
yeah, just you got to wrap him up. He gets to the outside, he gets some speed up. He's slippery. He's able to deke. He's able to cut, and he was able to get enough momentum to carry that football over the plane.
Hyman Boisvert on to attempt the convert. We're waiting for a holder. Oh, here he comes. So convert attempt. 12 yards dead center. Ball's on the pin. And it's good.
Potée de transformation est réussie. 7-0 pour le Québec. Avec 10-56 à faire dans le deuxième quart. Mais on a un mouchoir sur le terrain.
We have a penalty marker. Got a face mask penalty against assessed against Team Ontario.
Punition sur contre l'Ontario.
All right, what are the options here? They're going to assess this on the kickoff, perhaps?
Normally they do assess on the kickoff.
Yeah. Well, what do we got? Referee's going to give us an indication. Unnecessary roughness, grabbing the face mask against Team Ontario. Single point is good. The kickoff will occur from the 50-yard line as they'll march 15 yards forward. Quebec doesn't know this yet.
It actually would be the
50, 15 yards.
Yeah.
Maintenant, avec cette punition, le Québec vont faire le botté. Ici, dans la zone de l'Ontario.
All right. Dave Leleka-Balom has it on the tee. And the wind at his back. He could kick this one to Nova Scotia if he wanted to.
Très bon botté.
And he sidewinds it into the end zone and almost halfway to Nova Scotia. A little slip on the track there by the returner, but he looks okay. And that'll put a point on the board for Team Quebec.
Le botté de David Leleka-Balom traverse la zone de but pour un rouge. Et maintenant, le Québec ajoute un autre point au cadran, mène 8-0.
Yeah, just get a bit of heat on that. You got the wind going behind you, and if you don't get in front of that, it's going to go right out the end zone.
Even without that penalty, that would have been a long kickoff.
Yeah, it might have been into the end zone anyway. All right, as a fan of the Edmonton Elks, I don't want to talk about Rouges, but we'll put one on the board here to make the score Quebec 8, Ontario 0. 10:56 left in the second quarter.
Ontario, première possession de quart numéro 2.
Ball is caught in the flat by Skylar Wansborough. He's wrapped up for a gain of about 8.
Skylar Wansborough qui attrape le ballon sur la passe de Hayden Pusick.
For a gain of 8 yards.
Un gain de 8 verges.
Get that high percentage pass, get a bit of confidence, just try to maintain the drive down. You've just lost a bunch of points, but you're still in the game.
Pusick sends the bunch of receivers to his left. Two standard wide to his right. Play action. Throw over the middle is caught. Down low by Wansborough at the 50-yard line for an Ontario first down.
Wansborough qui attrape le ballon au milieu du terrain. Premier essai maintenant pour l'Ontario.
I like the action there. They hit basically a double pump on that. That sort of froze up the linebackers, opened up that nice little spot, and he was able to get a surefire pass in the middle for that first down.
First down Ontario from their own 52.
Ballon est à la 52 de la zone de l'Ontario. Premier essai.
Hand off to Cater. He's trying to get to the edge. There's a flag down. Cater carries the first tackler for a while, but then the cavalry shows up as Adrian Fraser Maxwell held on. But we'll see what that flag's about. Oh, we got another flag back in the safety position.
Well, there are two. They sort of jumped up both around the same time.
Deux mouchoirs sur le terrain.
It looked like there was a receiver that crossed.
Oh. Check that. 3 flags. There's one in the offensive backfield, one at the line of scrimmage, and one in the defensive backfield.
Well, those two came at the same time. The double one there, but it looked like there may have been a receiver that was offside for the first flag. The other ones, it looked like there may have been a little bit of extracurriculars happening after the fact.
All right. The refs will have to do some math, it seems. This is the U16 Eastern Challenge. Final game between Quebec and Ontario. The Eastern Challenge is sponsored by Amherst Toyota.
I think they're going to have to start giving the officials little iPads or something just to do all the calculations.
I know, because does anyone know how to use a slide rule anymore? It might be more portable. All right, what do we got? All right. We got offside against defense. We got unnecessary roughness against offense. We got objectionable conduct against offense. Okay. That's 20 yards in difference. 20 yards back.
Donc, 3 pénalités sur le terrain, 1 contre le Québec et 2 contre l'Ontario.
All right, now they're going to talk about the sequencing and priorities, I guess. But my math says 20 yards back against, yep, they're doing a quick jog, 20 yards back. It'll bring up 1st and 30.
Okay, the roughing was hands to the face.
Yep.
Avec tout ceci, l'Ontario perd 20 verges sur la séquence. Et premier essai maintenant est 30 pour l'Ontario.
All right, a 10 and a 50. And a 15, a 10 and a 15 against Ontario, a 5 against Quebec. You don't need a slide rule for that. That's 20 yards net. First and long for Team Ontario. Busick takes the snap, looks over the middle, pulls it down, and he's in trouble.
Busick.
And in the sack. Zion Esconi with the sack.
And that's a true coverage sack, because he looked up and there was nothing that he could throw to. They had man going out, they were in back pockets, and by that time they had full pressure up in front of him, and he was sacked.
Zion Igehoshi avec le sac maintenant. Deuxième essai et 39 pour l'Ontario.
All right, 3rd and 39. See what Busick can pull out of the hat for this one. Going to hand it off to Cater. He heads left side, cuts inside, breaks one tackle, but then is dragged to the turf by Philanthrope Dion. Big gain, but nowhere near the first down yardage.
Jesse Cater avec un bon gain, mais pas assez loin pour se rendre au premier essai. Et ce sera un bottique dégagement pour l'Ontario.
Let's get a little bit more chance for the punter to get this away. I've been noticing as the evening's going on that the wind has been dying down here at Alumni Field.
PJ Farah stands inside his own 25 to accept the snap. Dave Leleka Balom, the returner for Team Quebec, standing at his own 40. And we have a whistle.
Québec demande leur premier temps d'arrêt. de cette demi.
Ah. I know why. They only had 11 players on the field.
You have those
Perfect.
you have those timeouts. Use them when you start seeing stuff like that.
Take this opportunity to thank the rest of the crew. Our producer is Brian Fisher. Cameras operated by Greg Ireland, Dave Colley, and Pierre Morin. Site coordinator at Alumni Field is Ian
I
Allen.
like the horn. Team Quebec, make some noise.
So on third and the postcode, punt coming forward, Team Ontario. Now that Quebec's timeout has been used up and they have the right alignment of personnel on the field.
Botte de dégagement pour l'Ontario.
End over ender, skips away from the Lake of Ballon, but he gets ahead of steam up down the rail, cuts back infield, and is caught from behind just outside the 45-yard line.
Et les Colombes qui avaient de l'espace devant lui. Faire un bon gain
Jake
de
Mitchell.
20 verges.
Jake Mitchell with the tackle for Team Ontario. Quebec with great field position at the Ontario 46. And we have an injured Ontario player. Is it Thomas Leo?
Yep.
Okay. He's a pretty active corner over there. See what rearrangement there has to be in the defensive backfield for Ontario as a result. Louis Fortier and the Quebec offense. That snap hit the crossing receiver, and the ball is loose, picked up by Team Ontario. Charlie Lawson rumbling to the end zone, and he's in for an Ontario touchdown.
Manque de communication pour le Québec. Et Charlie Lawson de Culver Military Academy ramasse le ballon, entre dans la zone de but, touché Ontario. On est à 8-6, botte de transformation qui s'en vient.
Just a powerful play there. There was a bit of a mix-up there where you're trying to get the back end there. The ball got fumbled up, and he tried to fall. The quarterback tried to fall on top of the football, wasn't able to secure it, and it was just pushed forward and picked up, and 6 points on the board.
Ryan Goff-Lambert is going to attempt a one-point conversion for Team Ontario. Plays whistled in. Ball's on the pin, kick is up. That's good.
Botte de transformation est réussie. 8-7 en faveur du Québec avec 7-29 à faire dans cette première demi.
Well, the crowd's going bonkers here, especially the Ontario fans. That was a very exciting play, and we must say an unexpected touchdown for Team Ontario.
Well, just the fact I thought the quarterback, he got on top of it, but it just, as he went down the ball, it squirted out. Next player in was, who was that? I think it was
Charlie Lawson.
Lawson, yeah. And just ended up punching a bit more forward, and then it was picked up and run in.
I think I might have to give that one to the O for now, so it's 1-1 for the fans.
Skylar Wansborough to kick this one off for Team Ontario. Has the ball on the 45-yard line. I think Felix Rodrigue, number 28, is the deepest returner for Team Quebec. Sidewinds in the direction of Rodrigue, and he catches it and runs immediately out of bounds. That one was going out of bounds on his own, I believe, but Quebec will start 1st and 10 at their own 21.
Dès que Rodrigue attrape le ballon, marche à l'extérieur du terrain. Premier essai pour le Québec. Ballon à la 21.
The game is a close one now, between 8-7 for Quebec, Team Quebec over Team Ontario, but just the tides have turned a little bit, and things have started to balance out, and the solid defensive play from the Team Ontario has come to play.
So that brings up 1st and 10 for Team Quebec. Handoff to David George. He busts through the middle, breaks 2 tackles, 3 tackles, stretches across the 45-yard line, instant field position on a 24-yard run.
If Ben Aroni wasn't there, he was gone. I mean, when he gets ahead of steam up, he just seems to be impossible to bring down.
Premier essai pour le Québec. Bonne course de 14 verges.
First down on Quebec from their own 45. Louis Fortier repositioning his wide out on the left side. And comes in motion. They fake the pitch. They go back in the other direction with Felix Rodrigue. He's stopped up after a gain of about 3. Ben Ironi with the tackle for Team Ontario.
Félix Rodrigue avec la course, seulement 3 verges. Deuxième essai et 7.
So 2nd and medium for Team Quebec. Fortier airing it out left side. Ball is sailing a little bit. Is he in bounds? Because he has the ball picked off. Yes, indeed. Nolan Judge with the INT for Team Ontario.
La passe à l'extérieur interceptée. Nolan Judge de Cambridge qui va à l'école de Jacob Hespeller. Premier essai maintenant pour l'Ontario. This defense has really shown up for Ontario here.
Nolan Judge, I was looking at that ball and thought he's in the best place to get to the football. And he just took it out, strung it out to the sideline, was able to reel that one in. It caught a bit of a breeze behind it and carried a little bit farther than I think he was intending for it to go.
So Ontario trail by 1 with 5:50 remaining, but they have the football and the momentum, it must be said. 1st and 10 at their own 30. Hayden Busick gets it to Cater after a high snap, and Cater gets back to the line of scrimmage. Not much more. I think it was Izakahoni with the tackle.
Busick donne le ballon à Cater.
Carried by number 25.
Not much gotten on that play, just about, if anything, half a yard even, or a foot.
Yeah, it'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Deuxième essai pour l'Ontario.
Seems to be a little bit of confusion trying to figure out who should be the split ends for Team Ontario. They don't have a right end right now. And they're going to call timeout. They didn't have a right split end. They didn't have a legal formation out there.
Yeah, there were 3 of them hanging back, and one of them wasn't supposed to be that far back.
Deuxième et dernier temps d'arrêt pour l'Ontario dans cette première demi avec 5 minutes 1 seconde.
This is one of the dangers with all-star teams. Sometimes not everybody knows all the formations because these guys don't get to play together very often.
So as you look at each other going, okay, is this one where you go forward or I go forward? Or is there, and then sort of looking, is there a tight end? There's no tight end. Oh, shoot, one of us got to be up front.
Who's W, who's Y, who's Z?
Also gives them a little bit of breathing room here, especially since they have 2nd and long on this possession.
All right, now everybody for Team Ontario on the same page, hopefully. Quebec going with 3 players in the front. It's like a 3-4-5 for Team Quebec right now. Actually, in a 3-3-6, they're going with 6 DBs. As Ontario spread offense. Busick swings it out in the flat. And about a 6-yard gain out there. As Quebec just did read and react to keep the play in front of them.
Rylinkoff Lambert qui attrape le ballon pour un gain de 7 verges. Et ça mènera les unités spéciaux sur le terrain pour l'Ontario pour la bottée de dégagement.
Key to those plays is once you get that ball out there, you got to get out, and he's got to really evade that first tackle. He never quite did that, and that was enough to slow him down to not be able to get a first down yardage.
Farah to kick for Team Ontario, standing near his own 25. The Lake of Ballon at the Quebec 40 to receive the kick. Good kick. Lake of Ballon at his 36, heads towards the middle of the field, gets a small seam, stiff arms the first tackler, heads to the corner, stops by one guy, has Farah, the punter, to beat, gets by him, but the back pursuit trips him up at the 25-yard line.
Un autre super retour de Dave Lileka-Belombe qui va de gauche à droite et donne très bonne possession de terrain pour le Québec.
But we have a penalty marker near the center field stripe.
Un mouchoir sur le terrain pour sur le terrain. Des fortes chances ça va aller au Québec. Good chance it'll be to Quebec.
Unnecessary roughness against Team Ontario.
Ooh.
Is the call.
Maybe was it? Did they indicate what style of? They don't need that at the end of that run. Basically what you've got there, and I mean, if he gets once he gets up ahead of speed, there's a case where they didn't maintain their lanes. They started to collapse in, and that allowed him to get to the outside because the contain didn't hold on the left side of the on the right side of the formation.
So that's an extra 15 yards for Team Quebec.
Et la punition, c'est pour rudesse contre l'Ontario. Et 15 verges de plus va amener le ballon à la 10 pour Québec dans la zone rouge.
And it's first and goal because the sticks aren't up. So first and goal from just inside the 10. Fortier calling the signals. Hands it off to David George. Ontario string the play out. Loss of 4 or 5 yards on the play.
David Gabriel Georges avait aucune chance. La défensive de l'Ontario ont reconnu le jeu pour une perte de 5 verges sur la séquence. Deuxième essai et but pour le Québec.
He was bounced out on that and just was able to be contained. And Quinn Vanesta just was able to wrap up on him and stop him up and allow for extra support to come in.
Second and goal from just inside the 15 for Team Quebec. Swing it out to Gabriel Georges. He fumbles the ball. And Team Ontario have it.
David Gabriel Georges qui a tenté de faire un peu trop. Perd le ballon sur la séquence et possession ira à l'Ontario.
Quinn Vanesta with the recovery, but we have a penalty marker.
I have a feeling that one's going to be declined.
What do we got here? No flag.
Oh, no flag. Okay.
All right.
Possession restera à l'Ontario ici avec 3:27 à faire dans la première demi.
So after the fumble recovery, Team Ontario takes over first and 10 at their own 14. 3:27 left. It must have been a very entertaining first half, I must say. Quebec leads 8-7.
Yeah, just solid play there. They were able to control him, and just from coming in from the back, was able to punch out the football to allow for that turnover.
Hayden Busick with a bunch of 3 receivers to his right. Standard 2-receiver set to his left. Handoff. No, sorry, play action. And the throw is up, and it's picked off. Alex Laflamme. I was following the runner. I thought he handed that one off. I was fooled. But you know what? It would have been better if he did, because the INT, Laflamme, that was throwing off his back foot that time was Busick.
Et juste comme ça, l'interception pour le Québec. Hayden Busick a tenté de trop faire, lance le ballon.
When you have to be very careful about those desperation throws, he just pulled off to the side. It was well played, but had pursuit on him. He threw it off the back foot and just couldn't get enough energy on it.
1st and 10 Quebec from the Ontario 19.
Anthony Gauthier. Derrière le centre, passe à l'extérieur.
Presque
intercepté.
New quarterback in there for Quebec, Anthony Gauthier, and his first pass was nearly picked off. As was that Quinn Venesta again there?
Yep.
Yes.
Back there.
Oui.
And with that, we get the 3-minute warning.
He had the best chance to reel that football in. He's just sort of shaking his head on that one because he was in the right place, and you just gotta win those balls. But I mean, the big thing is he kept it from having the Quebec team player reel it in. But at the same point, he knew he had a chance.
All right, we have a. What's going on here now? Water break for the officials. Ontario getting some hydration. Okay, and it looks, trying to figure out who's in at quarterback there for Quebec. It's Anthony Gauthier still out there.
Okay, perfect. 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 from the 19. Play action pass into the flat, and well defended by D'Anthony Crossburn.
Eamon Boisvert qui a été plaqué immédiatement après avoir attrapé le ballon. 3e essai maintenant pour Québec.
3rd and 9. I think this is the field goal unit.
Bosford was in play. He got the football, but just wrapped up the moment he touched it. So excellent defensive play by Team Ontario.
Yep, Eamon Boisvert going to try a 25-yarder from the right-hand hash mark.
Un botté de 3 points ici par Boisvert.
Out of the hold of Anthony Gauthier. Ball's on the pin, kick is up. Looks good to me, looks good to the officials.
Botté réussi et le Québec mène 11-7 avec 2 minutes 12 à faire dans la première demi.
All right. We're going to lose Roger for a few minutes. He's going to go down to sideline for some stuff that's happening at the half. So apologies to our Francophone listeners. You're stuck with the Anglophones for a couple of minutes. Entertaining game here. Quebec leads Ontario by a score of 11-7.
Yeah, just solid play on both sides. No one is dominating this game. Each side is we've seen today. We've seen a couple of them where we've had interception followed by interception, or turnover followed by interception. Or it just you never know where to look. And some well executed play action passes where you're following the running back and realize, no, that's not where the ball is going.
Following the field goal, Ontario take over 1st and 10 at their own 35. First down Ontario at their 35, handoff to Smith. He's gang tackled at the 40, pushed backwards.
Get as far as the 41, I think.
First contact by Alex Laflamme from the linebacking core.
With the carry, number 27.
And they gave him They have almost 7, I think, in the
It was
spot.
a gain of 6, so it'll be 2nd and 4.
Yeah.
No, 7, you're right.
Yeah, a little bit more than 6.
Nice run up the middle. Just good support as he was going through, and just had enough room to accelerate.
2nd and 3.5. Split the difference here. Hand off to Smith, right side, puts his head down. He's near the first down. I don't know if he got it.
He got just about a half yard short on that play. Again, just running just off through the B gap, basically, just taking to the right side of the formation and cutting back in and getting just 1 yard short of that first down.
Adrian Fraser Maxwell was one of the tacklers. There's several there on that one. All right, 3rd down gamble for Ontario. 3rd and 1.
Big down.
Cater back in at tailback. Quarterback and shotgun. Hands it off to Cater, left side. He bowls over the first would-be tackler and goes forward for a gain of 4, almost 5.
Team O.
Looks like he got to the 49th yard mark. Just a beautiful run. They were trying to figure out whether they were going to come into the box, but he took it just to the outside and was able to get that first down.
Alex Aflem got over there, but
49-yard line.
running back had a head of steam by then and managed to push him backwards to get the first down yardage. 1:17 left in the second quarter. Ontario trail by 4. Handoff left side. Smith gets through the line of scrimmage, not much more. Laflamme at the bottom of the pile. Ball comes loose.
Where is the flag on that one?
There's pushing, shoving, all kinds of stuff going on.
Oh no, there was a kick there.
And a kick at the bottom of the pile.
The crowd's just going nuts because it was really clear from where we were. It was on the ground, and
not spotted by the officials. Three-yard gain on the play brings up 2nd and 7. Hand off to Smith, right side, he's got a head of steam. He's into the 2nd level, 3rd level, he's into the 40, the 30, and finally pulled down at the 25.
What a run by number 27.
if Smith breaks free on that play, which he did, I mean, he just has kicked in the jets, took it to the outside of the field, and just had to be chased down by multiple players, but just a beautiful run on the right side of the formation.
They spotted at the 23. First down Ontario from the Quebec 23. Clock running with 36 seconds left in the second quarter. We have a whistle before the play. Cater in at running back. What do we got?
A flag.
Yeah, it's a flag.
Starts towards Ontario.
All right, offside Ontario. That'll move the ball back 5 yards, bring up 1st and 15. Stop the clock with 30.1 left. Ball goes back to the 28 of Team Quebec.
Come on, let's make some noise.
Hayden Busick sends 3 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. He looks to his right, throws it down the rail. Incomplete. Broken up in the end zone by Emile Rodrigue.
To number 11.
Intended receiver was Lamar Cadreau. It'll bring up 2nd and 15.
Nicely played, basically a go route there on the right side of the formation, fading out a bit to the corner, and just well-thrown football, but just beautiful defensive play.
We got ourselves a 2nd and long.
23.4 left in the second quarter. Second and 15 for Ontario. Blitz coming. Throw over the middle is caught. And into the end zone for Ontario touchdown.
Jackson Wickett was the receiver.
Jackson Wickett, 85?
Yeah, 85.
All
You
right.
got it. He just came across running my favorite play of all, the post. Was able to secure the football and just bring it on in, and had to fight his way through one tackler and made it into the end zone.
With 18.1 seconds left on the clock, Ontario take the lead, 13-11 with convert pending. Ryan Goff-Lambert on to attempt it. It's up. And it's good. That makes the score Ontario 14, Quebec 11. Paul Delmont, we have ourselves a football game.
We have a football game, and that's just beautifully executed plays. We're running on that corner route in the previous play, just almost getting the football there, but that one just running in the post, having a nice tight pass into him and hoping he could break the first tackle, which he did, and he was able to drag the second tackler in for that touchdown. Solid play from this Ontario team, and it's making me feel how good Nova Scotia played against them, because they weren't getting away with any of these.
18.1 seconds left on the clock. Ontario preparing to kick off. Skylar Wansborough has it on the tee. Felix Rodriguez, the deepest returner for Team Quebec. Rodriguez takes it at his own 23, heads up the numbers, runs into his own man, and then decides to push the pile a bit and drags everybody out of bounds at about the 41 or 42 yard line.
There's one thing I'm going to say about this Team Quebec. They really carry tacklers with them. I mean, you've got to send a couple of guys to bring them down, but just a solid play there. Got more yards than they should have on that one.
10.6 seconds left. Ontario with the safety some 25 yards deep. And now he's going to push forward just a little bit as Nolan Judge, as it looks like Quebec are going into kneel down mode. And they do. That's the last play of the first half after 2 quarters of football. Score Ontario 14, Quebec 11. And we have something special for you. We have Roger Surratt, which is the coach of Team Ontario.
Football New Brunswick would like to thank Brunswick Lift Rental for their support. Visit brunswicklifrental.ca, your #1 locally owned provider of material handling equipment such as Zoom, Boom, forklift, and scissor lifts. And also, Amherst Toyota is a proud supporter of hard work, leadership, teamwork, and excellence in our youth. That's why they are dedicated to support our football, including minor, high school, football NB, MTA Mounties. We are proud to welcome you to Sackville, New Brunswick, the definition of a small football town. Come see why so many people choose Amherst Toyota. And also, there's a food truck down the street. Also, if you're hungry for some food and beverages, because the first half was pretty dope, so yeah.
All right, thank you, Roger, for that. Just a word from our sponsor. Amherst Toyota is proud to support hard work, leadership, teamwork, and excellence in our youth. That's why we are dedicated to supporting football, including minor, high school, football in New Brunswick, and the Mount Allison Mounties. We are proud to welcome you all to Sackville, New Brunswick, the definition of small town football. Come see why so many people choose Amherst Toyota. So at halftime here at Alumni Field, it's 14-11 in favor of Team Ontario over Team Quebec. I'm Craig Brett with Paul Delmont and Roger Surratt. We will see you in a few moments. Bye-bye for now. Team Quebec.
Louis Leclerc est une équipe qui est derrière 14-11 à mi-temps. L'équipe de l'Ontario a laissé une défensive. C'est quoi les ajustements qu'on a fait pendant la mi-temps?
On n'a pas besoin de faire beaucoup d'ajustements. On a le plan qu'il faut pour gagner ce match-là. Maintenant, il faut juste l'exécuter. C'est nous qui avons fait des erreurs en première demi qui nous a permis d'être dans le match. Puis il faut juste corriger ça puis se concentrer sur notre jeu puis on va sortir avec la victoire.
Merci beaucoup. Bonne chance pendant la deuxième demi.
Merci.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Alumni Field on the campus of Mount Allison, the university in Sackville, New Brunswick. This is the U16 Eastern Challenge, sponsored by Amherst Toyota. My name is Craig Brevla with Paul Delmont and Roger Surrett. This is the final, championship final of the tournament, Team Ontario versus Team Quebec. After 24 minutes, 12-minute quarters in U16 of play, score Ontario 14, Quebec 11.
This game has been shown that we're seeing more balanced teams coming up against each other right now. After watching Ontario against Nova Scotia, I wasn't too sure about how some of those, if they were going to have any big plays, but against Quebec, they must have seen something in the film, and they must have just had a sense of what sort of plays they can go up against them, and just also showing up to the field ready and determined and ready to make a statement.
Oh, they're flying on defense. Lots of speed, lots of intensity. Also seeing formations from Team Ontario that we didn't see earlier in the weekend. Especially that bunch of three on the narrow side of receivers, which is good for run blocking and pass protection. And they're working out really well. We're just getting ready now for the second half play. Roger will be back up in the broadcast area in just a moment.
Come on, I need you guys to make
Quebec is going to kick off, and they're going to also Quebec will have the wind at their back.
Okay, Team Ontario.
The wind is subsiding a little bit, but still could be a factor. Always is in the Sackville area. So Quebec will kick. Will have the wind at their back.
Okay, le Québec, je
Here in the third quarter.
pour moi, s'il vous plaît.
And we're having a delay as the officials are getting themselves organized. The teams were ready, but there was only a couple of officials on the field, no chain gang. So everybody a little bit ahead of themselves here.
All right, let's hope
there was no ball even.
The last one, because the last
There are a
one
bunch
was
of things that
amazing.
we're kind of missing. Now, the interesting thing, and we'll see how this quarter goes, because who's ever
At
playing
this time,
in
we'd like to
towards
recognize
the west side of the field
contributors
is
of
looking
the
straight
hard
into
work
that sun.
of
Now,
all
give
the
it
volunteers, both here
give
in
it that first,
Sackville
the
and
third
within
quarter.
our
By the end of it, it should be down below that tree line, but it's going to be difficult for people working in that direction.
These young men the opportunity to be playing in the 2023
Ontario.
under 16.
Yeah, Ontario
Eastern
might have some
Challenge.
trouble in this quarter.
Nous désirons aussi
Although Quebec's
reconnaître
receivers
la
may have to look back into
contribution
that
et le
zone.
travail
Oh,
acharné
Roger's back. Hello.
de les bénévolats ici à Sackville ainsi que dans les provinces participantes qui ont déployé les brillants efforts pour offrir
And
ces jeunes
anyway, we're just about ready to get going here. Your thoughts on that first half, Roger?
Oh, it was a wonderful first half when you saw how Ontario shut things down on defense, limiting Quebec to 11 points, scoring on offense at the last possession. Key for Ontario, certainly gives them momentum.
Indeed, indeed. So this is strange. We thought we had the kickoff sorted out, but now the captains are meeting with the officials. It's everything was a little bit premature. It looked like we were about to start the second half there about 2 minutes ago, and now the teams are reconvening, making sure everything is right.
The referee is talking to Ontario's coach, just trying to sort some stuff out.
Yeah, you're right. That sun is going to be a problem for teams looking towards the west here for the next few minutes. Okay, here come the teams. Ontario have choice in this half. They won the toss and deferred. So the Ontario captain will communicate to the officials.
A lot more conversation. I mean, they were actually set up for a kickoff.
Maybe that's why the officials blew everything down. Okay. Okay, Ontario want ball. And Quebec want wind in the fourth quarter. So Ontario will receive from the west side of Alumni Field. All right, so everything looks different. Quebec will be kicking from the other end, which means they will have the sun in their eyes in this third quarter, but they will have the wind at their back in the fourth.
But the wind does not play as much of a factor now as it did at the beginning of the game.
That's right. They don't know. They might not know, but once the sun comes down, the wind will subside somewhat.
Oh, you can just look at the flags over there, and it's not even half what it was at the beginning of the game.
There is a slight breeze, though, but it's not as significant as it was at 7 p.m. this evening.
All right, Dave Lelekabalam with the ball on the tee. Second half is underway. Ball is picked up at the 20-yard line. A lot of running sideways, but not a lot forward by Lamar Cadreau. He's taken down at around the 28. Ontario will start first and 10 from there.
Lamar Cadreau with the run. See, here's my theory on why they had delayed the kickoff. They waited for me to come upstairs.
Well, of course. You can't have a football game without Roger.
It'll be first and 10 on the 29-yard line.
Premier essai, 10 pour l'Ontario. Le ballon est à la 28.
Ontario lead by 3. This is their first possession of the second half. Hayden Busick has Jesse Carter in the backfield, but he wants to throw this one. Everyone's covered, so he's going to pull it down. And he flips it forward as he's being pushed out of bounds. And they're going to call a penalty marker.
Punition sur le jeu après le sifflet.
All right. Pursuit on the play by the Quebec defense was by Sean Mullen. And we'll see what do we got here. Intentional grounding is the call against the defense. We'll bring up second down. And they should move the ball line of scrimmage back to where the ball was flipped from, which is a loss of about 2 on the play. Bring up second and 12. One of those rare 2-yard penalties in football.
And it's also one of the, I mean, in some games, once you're outside the tackle box, you can, as long as you get past the line of scrimmage. But in this game, I think if there's no eligible receiver
anywhere near,
they're still going to call that one.
It'll be second and 14.
Okay, second and 14. Here's a defense we used to see all the time for the Mount Allison Mounties, the 4-6-2. Actually, it's a 3-7-2 right now for Team Quebec. Busick throwing it over the middle. And he's got a receiver in between the two banks. That was Wickett.
Jackson Wickett qui attrape le ballon sur la passe de Hayden Busick au centre. Premier essai pour l'Ontario.
Wickett just being able to find that lovely empty spot in the middle of the zone, secure the football, good possession receiver. And his last big reception, of course, being the touchdown at the end of the first half.
First down Ontario from their own 45. Hand off to Cater. He tries to get going left side. He's going sideways right now, and he's hauled down for a short gain. Adrian Fraser-Maxwell tracks him down.
Course de 3 verges pour Cater. À l'extérieur, deuxième essai pour l'Ontario.
Yeah, Adrian Fraser-Maxwell just was not going to let him get to the outside and just kept in pursuit and limited the run on that play.
Brings up second and 7 for Team Ontario. Play action pass. And the ball falls incomplete, looking to dump it off to Wansborough. Nowhere near him, and it'll be third down.
3rd and 7.
The play was good. They bid on it. He just couldn't reel in the football. Just thrown a little bit too far behind.
La feinte à Cater, la passe à Wansborough, incomplète. Botte de dégagement pour l'Ontario.
PJ Farah on to kick it away for Team Ontario. Dave Lelekabolom back for Quebec, standing near his own 25 to receive the kick. Good kick, Lelekabolom bobbles it at the 30. Ball still bobbling around on the floor. I think Quebec managed to cover it at the 33 or 34 yard line. Penalty marker is down. Probably no yards.
Lelekabolom qui a cafouillé le ballon, mais le reprend de nouveau. Punition sur le terrain.
2-0-8-1.
No yards of the 5-yard variety because it did get down to the ground, but they just got a little bit too close on that one, putting pressure, and he was, so it was all for naught whether they got back to that football or not.
So Quebec will start 1st and 10 at their own 39. Ontario lead by 3 points. We've played 2 minutes and 28 seconds of the third quarter. Louis Fortier back in at quarterback for Team Quebec. Little inside slot back sweep with Diasse Valade. He turns the corner, gets up to the 45-yard line.
Loya Ismaila Diasse Valade avec une course de 6 verges, deuxième essai.
Just a heck of a lot of running. He basically had to run about 50 yards to get 5.
Second and about 6. Second and about 4 for Team Quebec. Flag flies as they hand it off to Gabriel Georges. He carries a tackler close to first down yardage.
Gabriel Georges with the carry, but there's 2 late flags.
I think that's Deshaun Duncan on the tackle for Team Ontario, but we got some flags to sort out.
Yeah, it looks like offside against Quebec.
David Gabriel Georges avec la course. Punition contre le Québec pour hors-jeu.
It's a tricky one. It would be 3rd and 1 probably on the play. You take the penalty, it'll be 2nd and 9. They're asking for the spot and the down for the play, our Team Ontario, before they make their decision on the penalty.
Did anyone record? Is anyone's foot where it should be?
That's a very good question.
Umpires.
Umpire has his foot down. They're gonna march it back. All right, they've accepted the penalty to make it 2nd and 9.
I mean, with the running success of the front part of the running play for Quebec, I think that's the wiser move.
I'll be 2nd and long.
All right, 2nd and 9 from their own 40.
Après la punition de 5 verges, deuxième essai et 9 pour le Québec.
Lots of motion.
Punition sur le terrain.
And we have a
Number 20.
flag. I think the intended receiver is Lelekabolom. It was past him, but in front of Gabriel Georges, who was running a wheel route. We have offside against Ontario this time.
Gabe Finesse.
Just crossing on a little bit too early, trying to put pressure on the Quebec team, and
So we're back to where we were a couple plays ago, 2nd and 4.
so instead of 3rd and 4, which if they had declined the penalty, between the 2 penalties now they're back to they start, but 1 more down to play.
Okay, Second and 4.
On retourne au deuxième essai, cette fois-ci 4 verges pour le Québec après la punition. Hors-jeu contre l'Ontario.
Okay. Louis Fortier calling the signals, gets the snap, looks over the middle, going deep, and it's caught.
La passe attrapée par Diacé Valade au centre de Louis Fortier. Premier essai pour le Québec.
Just a beautiful pass downfield, had enough time, got him in the open, and he made sure he secured that football.
Big first down for Quebec.
We didn't see much of Diacé Valade in the game against New Brunswick, but he's been in a lot for Quebec in this final game.
Gabriel Georges breaks through the line of scrimmage and stretches for a gain of 4, maybe 5.
Gain de 4 verges pour David Gabriel Georges, deuxième essai. Ballon à la 38 de la zone de l'Ontario.
Oh, now what do we got?
Ontario
we have a
player.
Ontario player. Looks like he's grabbing his left leg, maybe some cramp or something. It's one of the big guys. Is it 99?
I think so, yeah.
That's Isaac Kalubi-Lakuni. Getting some attention to his left leg there.
Looks like Brett Proudfoot is coming in to replace him.
Oh, he's looking at the bench, getting the instructions.
Okay.
All right, walking off with a bit of a limp, but not too worse for wear. Second and 6 or 7.
I'll be second and 6.
For Team Quebec, ball at 37 of Team Ontario. Fortier hands it off to Gabriel Georges. He gets around the left edge. And with a little bit of help from the O-line pushing him, falls forward.
Great run by David Gabriel.
Close to first down yardage, maybe a yard short.
Third and 1.
Yeah, it looks about a yard short.
David Gabriel Georges avec une course de 5 verges qui fonce avec l'aide de sa ligne offensive. Troisième essai et 1. Et maintenant, le Québec qui vont l'essayer ici pour aller pour le premier essai.
This is a big down.
All right. Third down gamble. Quarterback has the Red Sea part in front of him. And he walks through.
Oh, quel jeu de la ligne offensive de ouvrir la porte pour Louis Fortier pour un gain de 6 verges. Premier essai pour Québec.
Yes, they had a nice push off and just sort of an opening. Gave him that ability to actually walk forward to basically the A gap on the right side of the formation and carry it through for not only the yard needed but a couple extra at the end.
First down first down Quebec at the Ontario 26. Fortier gets the snap, hands it off to Gabriel Georges. He meets Contain on the right side, tries to make something out of it, and then is finally brought down with a short gain.
David Gabriel Georges qui fait quelque chose de positif avec rien du tout. Un gain de 2 verges. Deuxième essai, joueur de l'Ontario blessé sur le terrain.
As Jake Mitchell just would not let the running back go any further. The injured Ontario player is Brett Proudfoot, who just came on a few moments ago to replace another injured Ontario player.
He basically got caught up in the wash there because it was just back and forth with Gabriel Georges, who was just turning it back, and they got contained on one side. Then he just turns on a dime, just redirects his energy, and was able to get to the other side. But ended up getting wrapped up. But just a lot of humanity all caught up in the middle of that.
Our producer today is Brian Fisher. Our cameras are operated by Greg Ireland, Dave Colley, and Pierre Morin. The site coordinator at Macaulay Field is Ian Allen. This is the U16 Eastern Challenge presented by Amherst Toyota. Proudfoot just getting up, and he'll walk off under his own steam. He's not very comfortable, but he's mobile. All right, it's 2nd and 7 for Quebec from the Ontario 23.
Avec ceci, deuxième essai et 7 pour Québec. Fortier toujours derrière le centre. Le pistolet.
Fortier, the ball is stripped. We got a penalty marker down.
And that is a sack for the. Oh.
Is it a sack? Was it a forward pass? What's the penalty all about? There's a lot to sort out. Ontario had the ball. Now Quebec players holding the ball. I don't know.
I mean, it looked like a strip, and it looked like Ontario got the ball back, and I'm not sure if the flag went down if they thought it was a illegal forward pass.
Yeah. Okay. Any ideas, Roger?
I don't. From my perspective, it didn't even pass the pass the line of scrimmage. So that could be.
What do we got?
Intentional grounding.
They're calling it a forward pass, intentional grounding. So they're calling it an intentionally grounded pass.
Well, that would be the right call because his arm was moving forward.
Yeah.
But could be a little bit of that tuck rule.
Yeah. That's weird because if
Didn't tuck.
I mean, I don't know how you call intentional grounding when the guy's hand is hit as it's going forward. That's like the ball isn't going where he's intending it to. Anyway, strange call, but it brings up 3rd and long from the 30.
And it forces Quebec to punt. Le botté de dégagement.
So Patry on to punt for Team Quebec. Returners in the end zone for Team Ontario. Even Kovic. High punt. Even Kovic bobbles it, but gains control at the 5. And a team meeting for the cover team ensues down there. First contact by Sol Kwame Philanthropion. And Ontario are pinned at their own 5.
À l'intérieur de la 5 pour la prochaine possession pour l'Ontario ici avec 6-18 à faire donc quart numéro 3.
Ball coming up a little bit shorter than they thought it was going to be, and he had to rush forward to get to it and didn't get good yardage on that return.
What's going on here? They're getting a 20? Was there a penalty that I missed?
The marker's sitting at the 5.
Marker's sitting at the 5. The ball's at the 20. They're saying that ball was.
1st and 10 on the 20-yard.
They're saying the ball was caught in the end zone and run out.
And it was on a punt. So, yeah, it was caught in the end zone, taken out, so it's going to go to the 20.
All right.
Not on kickoffs, but on punts.
On punts, yep. Okay, 1st and 10 from the 20 then. Running play, that's Smith with a head of steam, right side, bounces off one tackle. It's caught from behind at the 50.
Quelle course de Callum Smith en allant à l'extérieur. Une belle pression de la ligne offensive d'ouvrir le jeu. Et la course de 33 verges pour Smith. Premier essai.
That was just, it was brilliant to see it from our side, just to see him get to the outside, just turn on the jets. We've seen that on the far side of the field, but
and a flag on the play.
Samuel Tremblay with great pursuit from the D line to make the touchdown-saving tackle. That wouldn't have mattered. We have a penalty marker, however. Illegal block.
Un bloc illégal qui était la punition. Et ça recule de 10 verges. Donc maintenant, premier essai et 20. Le ballon est à la 10.
Brings up 1st and 20.
I didn't even see that anywhere near the play.
Quebec catch a little break there, or Or perhaps Ontario getting their just desserts for doing something illegal. 1st and 20 from the 10. Busick looking to throw. Ball's out on the sack. His running back, Cater, drops on the ball back at the 2.
Ontario ends up recovering their own fumble.
It'll be 3rd and long, and we have an injured Quebec player.
Number 21.
Yeah, it's
Philon-Trompe Dion qui a explosé à l'extérieur sur le blitz. Sac le corps arrière, perd le ballon. Un joueur de l'Ontario le récupère. Maintenant, c'est 2e essai et loin. Le ballon est à la 2.
Yeah, it's 2nd and 28. And it was, I think it was Philon-Trompe Dion who caused the fumble.
Yeah, it was him, and he exploded off the line. He was uncovered. Quarterback never had a chance to see him, and he just pummeled him behind to jarred the ball loose and injured himself in the process.
Yeah, there was a lot of, you got the equal and opposite force, is it? In the other
For
direction?
every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction.
Exactly. So he was flying.
Football went one way, energy went the other. It's like
Yep, exactly. So he absorbed a lot of energy on that one, but he's up and walking off, and that's good to see.
You don't want to see them severely hurt. That was a beautiful defensive play by Philon-Trompe Dion.
All right, that puts Ontario in a bit of a pickle.
As they would say back home, it's 2nd and a country mile.
2nd and country mile. Second and a postcode is what Paul and I sometimes say on our Mounties broadcasts. They're going to run this one with Smith. If anyone can go a country mile, it's this guy.
Caleb Smith with a good run.
He gets up to around the 14, and it'll still bring up 3rd and long.
Callum Smith avec la course. Mais ce sera 3e essai pour l'Ontario.
he had the gap. He was able to get through. They did wrap him up quickly. Good gain on that play, but not enough for a 1st down. As they've got about 16 left to go.
Exactly, yeah, they have to get to the 30, and the ball's at the 14, so the punt team steps on the field. For Team Ontario, we have a Quebec player couldn't quite get back to the sidelines on the changeover. He'll receive some attention.
When you get close in, especially getting close to the end zone, there's a lot of pressure, a lot of movement, all tightly in, trying to control stuff. So, and I remember he was having a problem. Samuel Tremblay getting up off the field, and he must have been just compressed a little bit and caught up in the mass of humanity.
Return for Team Quebec.
So Tremblay walking off under his own power. Farah back to punt for Team Ontario, just outside his own goal area. And Farah's going to dance around a little bit, going to take a knee. Put 2 more points on the board for Team Quebec. Make the score Ontario 14, Quebec 13 with 5:02 left in the 3rd quarter.
On accorde le 2 points au Québec pour sur le botté de dégagement. On met un genou dans la zone de but. 14-13 toujours en faveur de l'Ontario avec 5 minutes 2 secondes.
Just the wise move to play on there because at least you can get the ball back to the 35 and not be too worried about some of the explosive returns we've been seeing from the Quebec side.
So Quebec will take the ball 1st and 10 at their own 35.
Now Quebec, I need you guys to make some noise.
Amherst Toyota is a proud supporter of hard work, leadership, teamwork, and excellence in our youth. That's why we are dedicated to supporting football, including minor, high school, football in New Brunswick, and the Mount Allison Mounties. We are proud to welcome you all to Sackville, New Brunswick, the definition of small town football. Come see why so many people choose Amherst Toyota.
See, I wonder if conceding those 2 points to Quebec could bite them late in the game.
It just might, but the defense is pumped up as Braden Thompson corrals David Gabriel Georges for a gain of about 3 on the play.
David Gabriel Georges avec un gain de 3 verges. Thompson avec le plaqué, 2e essai et 7 Ballon à la 38.
Fortier sends 3 receivers to the short side of the field. Takes the snap, looks long side, now over the middle. He's got an open receiver. Diasse Valade with the afterburners on. 2 defenders in pursuit, and he's in for a Quebec touchdown!
Oh, Lola Ismaila Diadé Valade! Le toucher, c'est seul sur le terrain. Une course. De 72 verges.
72 yards and 6 points.
That was a good example of busted coverage because there was no one over there covering him. They had you had that deep guy, covering that third. He wasn't coming over to react to when the ball was thrown.
Convert attempt from Ayman Boisvert.
And the PAT is good.
Vote de transformation réussie. Le Québec reprend les devants. 20-14 ici avec 4 minutes 4 dans le troisième quart.
Well, that changes things in a hurry, doesn't it?
It does. That's what I said about conceding those 2 points. That safety could bite them, and that's exactly what happened. Busted coverage.
See,
Diabaté Valade wide open.
See, that's X's and O's for you. They usually send 3 receivers to the wide side. That play, they sent 3 to the narrow side. I think the safety was caught too close to the middle, and that's why he didn't get over there in time, because safety was if you're in the middle and that guy's on the long side, he's closer to you than if he's on the short side.
No, just that's the great thing about the Canadian game.
Yep.
That open field and how you can just break out with those big pass plays.
Quebec kickoff. I think was taken before play was whistled in. So they're going to redo it.
Yeah, the ball was in the air before the whistle went off.
So they'll do it again. Leke Ballon. And they're going to make a substitution in the front line of the blockers. This one's okay. Ivankovic running a long way sideways, gets a seam on the right side, tries to cut back, and shall we say, all but 3 of the Quebec team surround him.
That was a great big hug. He definitely did not go down, but he held his ground.
Une très belle course pour Adjano Ivankovic. Premier essai et 10 à la 44 pour l'Ontario. L'Ontario veut tenter de se reprendre ici après donner 9 points sans riposte au Québec.
Ontario trail by 6 points, but have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 44. Hand off to Cater. He escapes to the right side of the formation, gets a seam, and is ridden out of bounds.
Cater avec une belle course à l'extérieur pour un gain de 15 verges. Premier essai de nouveau pour l'Ontario.
Fidan Troption with the tackle for Team Quebec.
He just took that off tackle to the right side. It looked like he might check up. It looked like he was going to go through the B gap, and he just sort of quick, nice little deke to the right, took it to the outside, and just outran the coverage.
First down Ontario at the Quebec 51. Little inside shovel. That's going nowhere. As Jackson Wickett is thrown to the ground by Adrian Fraser-Maxwell.
Wickett qui tente d'aller à l'extérieur, aucun gain. Deuxième essai pour l'Ontario.
Tackle by number 4.
You have all those players set up to protect against the run that's been going off to the right side, and then you send off that sweep to the right side. And they were all there waiting.
Plaqué par Adrian Fraser-Maxwell de Pincourt.
Second and 10 for Ontario from the 51 of Quebec. Pass right side behind the intended receiver and falls incomplete as Isaiah Wallace couldn't quite haul that one in. There was a couple of receivers in the same spot.
La passe de Busick à Isaiah Wallace, incomplète, troisième essai.
And Mohamed Say was just there and able to wrap up on that corner.
That brings up third and 10, and the punt team steps on the field for Team Ontario. All the usual suspects involved. We got Farah to punt. We've got Leleka Balom to return. Three minutes left in the third quarter. Farah gets a good kick. Sidewinding to Leleka Balom near his 10-yard line. He's going to try the right side. Now turns on the Jets, gets a seal block. Tries to get an angle, cuts it in at the numbers. And gains about 31, 32 yards on the return.
Dave Leleka Balom avec un très beau retour de 30 verges. Premier essai pour le Québec et Québec ont tout le momentum de leur côté.
Just a brilliant kick, got it off, and as he was returning the football, he just took it to the right side. They had collapsed in towards him, and that just opened out the side, got a good seal block on the outside, and was able to take it for a great return on that play.
And Leleka Balom is a little slow getting off the field. He's down on one knee over on the far side.
Got a bit caught up in the tackle, I think, on that one.
We have delay while he receives some treatment. Now walking off. Quebec overloading alongside of the field with four receivers. And they swing it out to Jackson Osandra. And he gets about 7 on the play.
Au centre, Jackson qui attrape le ballon. Un gain de 5, pour un gain de 5 verges.
Just a good solid blocking on that hitch allowed him to get to the outside and get the 7 yards on that, or 6 yards on that play.
Going deep again, and just beyond the intended receiver, Hyman Boisvert.
Passe trop loin pour Raymond Boisvert. Troisième essai.
Boisvert had position on the defensive back on that one. Ball just thrown a little bit too far.
Brings the punt team out for Quebec. Minute 49 left. Quebec leads 20-14. Petrie awaits the snap. Gets a good one. Under some pressure. End over end kick. Spirals down. Kicks to the sideline. And rolls out of bounds at the 37-yard line of Team Ontario.
Sur le botté de dégagement, ça va hors jeu. Possession sera toujours à l'Ontario.
They were lucky there that I think it was AJ Wilshire who was not clipped by that football because he wasn't looking back at it, and that's one of those things you kind of dread that's going to hit him on the back and then become a live football.
First down, Ontario. At their 37, Hayden Busick has Callum Smith in the backfield with him. Has a tight end and 2 receivers left. And they run that way with Smith. He gets into the second layer, spins off the first tackle, and he carried Samuel Kwame Philanthrope Dion for 5 yards. He stopped just short of the first down.
Oh, Callum Smith avec un gain de 9 verges. Deuxième essai et 1, mais les joueurs du Québec disaient qu'il avait échappé le ballon, mais ce n'est pas le cas.
Actually, he got 10 yards and a first down.
Yeah, no, they're singling the first down there. It's just a beautiful play. He was caught up, as you said, about 5 yards into that and just dragged him along and was able to get to that first down yardage just by sheer determination and will.
On donne le 10 verges, premier essai maintenant pour l'Ontario.
Smith again trying, oh, no, another play action. They throw it back across the green left side.
On fait la feinte à Smith.
And that was Goff Lambert with the catch and a first down for Ontario.
Goff Lambert avec un gain de 11 verges. Juste assez pour un autre premier essai pour l'Ontario.
They bit on that play action. They started to collapse in a little bit, opened up the receiver. He was able to get the football, and they had to react to him, which allowed him to get the 10 yards on that reception.
I need some noise from you guys.
Ball at the 52 of Quebec. Ontario driving. Ontario down by 6, barring, no time left on the clock, barring penalty. This will be the last play of the third quarter. Smith through the line of scrimmage, turns to his right, and is thrown to the ground by Zach Dubrovsky. Gain of about 5, maybe 6 on the play.
Un gain de 6 verges pour Callum Smith pour la fin du troisième quart, quatrième quart dans quelques instants. Le Québec qui mène ce match de médaille d'or au football est-canadien U16, 20-14 contre l'Ontario.
After 3 quarters of play, score Quebec 20, Ontario 14 in the gold medal game of the U16 Eastern Challenge presented by Amherst Toyota. I'm Craig Brett along with Roger Surratt and Paul Delmotte at Alumni Field on the campus of Mount Allison University in Sackville, New Brunswick. Brian Fisher is our producer. Greg Ireland, Dave Colley, and Pierre Morin are the camera operators. Ian Allen is our site coordinator.
I know you guys can do better than that, but
6 yards on that last play, which gives second and reasonably short and a pretty good open playbook for Ontario to pull from.
that was cute too. I know you guys can do better than that. One more quarter of football.
Second and 4 for Ontario from the 46. Hand off to Cater. He's got nowhere to go.
And there you go. Huge
Play was stuffed up by Isaac Honey. He got a little bit of help from the linebackers and stopped the play for a loss.
Cater, aucune chance en arrivant à la ligne. T'as raté dans sa course. Troisième essai. On aura un botté de dégagement.
Just went a little bit to the well. They were expecting run on that play. They played run, and that's what they got.
We have a different punter out there for Team Ontario. I think it's Wansborough, number 81. He's going to kick a high one. The Lake of Balom catching it on the run. Getting up near the 40-yard line. Penalty marker on the play.
Un botté très haut de Goff Lambert sur le retour de l'Ilek à Balombe. Premier essai pour le Québec.
The Lake of Balom was slow to get up again.
I think just crashing into the tackles on that one, he just became a little bit more of the nail on that. With the where that flag was, I'm just wondering if that was because he ran up into that football, whether that was no yards.
I think he landed on the football, Paul. I think on the tackle. I think that's what happened there. We have no yards. The 15-yard variety with the ball caught in the air. That'll be assessed at the end of the play, I believe. So, no yards against Team Ontario is the call. All right. And, okay, they're assessing it from the spot of the foul, rather, and the return was greater than 15 yards. So we're going from the 40.
Donc, punition sur le terrain, 0 verges contre l'Ontario. En raison que le ballon avait été attrapé dans les airs. C'est une punition de 15 verges, mais le retour était plus de 15.
Meanwhile, the kick returner continuing to receive attention from the training staff, Dave Leleka-Ballon. And now he looks like he's able to get up and walk off the field. A little bit of assistance from the trainers, but play set to continue now. First down, Quebec from their own 40. Quebec lead 20 points to 14. There's 11 minutes and 13 seconds left in the football game. Fortier with the play action pass. Looked like a lateral out there to Boisvert. He does a lot of dancing, but doesn't gain many yards. Just more or less back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I think he pretty much got back to the line of scrimmage, and it indeed was a lateral.
Passe latérale de Fortier à Boisvert. Aucun gain.
I'll be 2nd and 9.
A generous spot, they gave him a yard. 2nd and 9. 14 Quebec. Fortier throws it under pressure.
Great push on the play. That
Falls well short of Tyler Mercier.
I'll be 3rd and 9.
Pression par la brigade défensive de l'Ontario. Passe incomplet. Le receveur le plus près, c'était Tyler Mercier. 3e essai. Bottée de dégagement pour Québec.
Tyler Mercier was wide open on that play, and he just got seen a little bit too late because there was a lot of pressure up in front of him. And he threw the football in what he was looking at was an open spot. I'm not even sure if he saw the receiver on that one.
So on 3rd and 9, the punt team steps on the field for Team Quebec. Ivankovic is the returner for Team Ontario. He'll step up to his own 39 to take the kick, and he stopped at the 42.
Ivankovic avec un retour de 3 verges. L'Ontario reprend possession à l'offensive. Premier essai.
Charles Brabin with the tackle there for Team Quebec, limiting the return to just 2 yards.
Yeah, Ivankovic just tried to see if he could split the difference on that one, but got tripped up and really didn't get anything back on that return.
10:05 remaining in the 4th quarter.
So Ontario take over 1st and 10 at their own 41. Hayden Busick has Jesse Cater in the backfield with him. Blitz coming. They hand off to Cater, and he's caught in the backfield.
Oh, le blitz du Québec qui donne aucune chance à Cater de foncer vers l'avant. 2e essai.
Yeah, they were just ready to go on that one. The moment the ball was snapped, they were in the backfield. Just solid play from the Quebec team.
Philanthrope Dion was coming on the blitz, and that forced the running back to turn to the middle where he ran into Peterson David Claude. And you don't go around Peterson, no. Peterson David Claude.
Big 2nd down.
Second and 12 for Ontario. Busick throws it. It's tipped up in the air. Falls incomplete. That was dangerous. You had 3 Quebec players going after it after Skylar Wansberg tipped it up in the air.
Ballon dévié sur le bout des doigts du receveur de l'Ontario. Plusieurs joueurs du Québec alentour ne peuvent pas intercepter. 3e essai, bottée de dégagement pour l'Ontario.
Yeah, he tried to grab it and just deflected it straight up. And there was a big chance that someone could have gotten underneath that. But did hit the ground before anyone got to it. So
It's a punt team for Ontario. Trying to get the number on that kicker. Is it 81? If it is, it's Skylar Wansberg. I think it is. Nice high kick. Collected by Galeka Balom, who's well after being shaken up on the last return. Very well indeed. Gets outside. And inside the 35-yard line.
Galeka Balom, après avoir été blessé sur le dernier retour, revient sur le terrain. Un très beau retour cette fois-ci. Et le Québec va commencer dans leur zone, de la zone de l'Ontario, ballon à la 34.
yeah, just a solid play. He's just a hard body to get your hands on, and if you don't get a full tackle on him, he's going to get outside you and just evade, and just so much speed.
Hand off to Gabriel Georges. He can't get a head of steam. He's tripped up. Jake Mitchell, I believe, over there for Team Ontario.
Jake Mitchell avec le plaqué, un bon plaqué bas sur la course de David Gabriel Georges.
Basically, Jake Mitchell worked it out properly. He just came in for the tackle, came in low, and took his feet from under him, because once you do that, he's not going to be moving too much further forward. But
so 2nd and 9 from the Ontario 33. Fortier has a receiver down the middle, just beyond the run of Ayman Boisvert. It'll bring up 3rd down.
Ayman Boisvert passe trop loin pour lui. 3e essai. 7,53 à faire ici dans le 4e quart.
Boisvert's had a couple of those where he's gotten in the right position to the defensive back. He's running, just the ball's thrown just a little bit too far, and he can't get there in time.
So Patry and the punt team steps on the field for Team Quebec. Daniel Ivankovic in the end zone to return the kick for Team Ontario. Kick is up. It's a wobbly one. Taking that around the 10. Ivankovic on the dead run. He's tripped up and falls forward near the 20-yard line.
Ivankovic avec le retour. Plaqué à la 20. Premier essai pour l'Ontario. 7,35 maintenant dans le 4e quart.
But we have some flags on the play, so let's see what
Donjo with the return.
What the full outcome is going to be. Got 2 flags down, actually, both near the 40-yard line. Okay. We await word from the referee. Roughing the kicker. I guess Ontario has automatic first down.
Une grosse punition contre l'Ontario. Rudesse sur le botteur. Et l'Ontario aura premier essai de nouveau en zone de l'Ontario.
It's not the penalty you want to get, especially after you have a good return, and especially on the type of field that shortens up. But you're not going to get away when you hit into the kicker after he gets rid of the football.
Puts the ball on the 23-yard line. of Team Ontario. First down, Quebec from there. As Quebec looked to add to their 6-point lead with 7.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Fortier hands it off to David George. He busts it outside. Ontario bodies keep coming. He keeps shaking them, but he's still only gained about 2 yards on the play.
David Gabriel Georges, une belle course à l'extérieur. Bondit sur quelques joueurs défensifs de l'Ontario. Un gain de 8 verges pour Georges.
Oh, sorry about that. I got my sums mixed up. He didn't get to. He needs to. Second and 2, quarterback keeper. Fortier goes around the edge.
Fortier qui élit de garder le ballon et tente d'aller à l'extérieur et plaquer à la ligne.
Yeah, gained almost nothing on that one.
Yeah, he's just trying to, basically he's going up into the line and then scoots along the backside of the line hoping to break out to the outside, but he was just checked up on that and the corner was sealed.
Third and 2. And with a 6-point lead, Quebec are going to try a field goal to make it a 9-point lead.
Québec va tenter pour le botté de 3 points.
Okay, Team Ontario, I need you guys to make some noise.
So this is going to be a 22-yarder, thereabouts.
This is a big down.
Pretty much dead center. Boisvert on to kick it.
Aiden Boisvert, un gros botté ici. Pour monter ce match, un match de 2 possessions pour le Québec.
Ball's on the pin, kick it up, kick is blocked!
Oh, c'est bloqué!
Ontario looking to pick the ball up, they do. They don't advance it any further, but Ontario will get possession at their own 29.
Oh, les unités spéciaux viennent gros ici.
There was so much pressure on that play. They were in the back, like you don't normally get one set of hands up there, but there are 3 bodies up there, and they just corralled it. They just punched their way through the line that was supposed to be defending the kick, and gives Ontario a great location to take over the football.
Aaron Nodin avec le bloc de Burlington en Ontario.
First down Ontario from their own 29. Quebec lead by 6. Quick hitter right side is knocked away by Emile Rodrigue. How many of those has he broken up this game?
Oh, he's just been everywhere. That was just well played. He had outside leverage on the receiver and was able to come back and knock down the football.
Emile Rodrigue qui force cette passe incomplète. And Emile Rodrigue had 2 interceptions in the game against New Brunswick on Wednesday night.
He did.
So he is a huge defensive back for Quebec. And like you guys said, he's been everywhere here tonight, making those key plays on the passes on the outside.
Second and 10, Ontario. 4 receivers to the left of the formation. Busick looks that way, throws that way. The ball falls incomplete.
Passe incomplet et un mouchoir sur le
We
terrain.
got a late flag. There was a little bit of contact with the intended receiver, Ryan Goff-Lambert.
Il y avait 2 receveurs de l'Ontario.
Be interesting to see where the call was on that, because he did push into the receiver, but the ball was a little bit overthrown on that.
They're going to talk this over. They're going to call pass interference against Team Quebec.
Obstruction sur la passe. Punition de 15 verges.
It was also a situation where you had 2 receivers in almost the same line, so that I'm not sure if some guy ran the wrong route on that or brought in the extra defensive player on that side. And as the ball was coming in, he was just interfered with in the aspect that he was being pushed away. But
the receiver that was pushed, was he the intended receiver? That's the question on that one.
Yeah, it might be an illegal contact rather than pass interference. Either way, one's a 10-yard penalty, the other's a 15. Either way, first down.
Punition de 10 verges et non 15.
Smith with the run. Gain of about 5.
Callum Smith avec la course.
5 yards.
Un gain de 5 verges.
That tackle was a little high, but no penalty marker.
Yeah, he did do a little bit of one of those twists that you kind of wonder where he was grabbed on. But
all right, now we have a Quebec player with an equipment issue. There is Peterson, David Claude had his lid pop off there, so he has to go get that readjusted. 2nd and 5 for Ontario. Oh, 2nd and 6 actually from the 48. Busick steps up, but right into the waiting arms of Alex Laflamme.
Number 31.
Big loss on the sack.
Alex Laflamme.
he stepped up tried to get into the pocket, but Alex had broken past and had gone into that gap and just was able to wrap him up.
Alex Laflamme qui s'est foncé derrière la ligne et sac le corps arrière. 3e essai et 10 maintenant pour l'Ontario. Joueur de blessé sur le terrain pour le Québec.
Zian Izagoni is the injured player for Team Quebec, receiving some attention to his right leg.
Just some punishing stuff happening up in the trenches as they're all pushing through, especially when you start seeing those running plays, and also when you're defending up against your quarterback on the pass rushes. But just a lot of interaction between the lines, and we've been seeing that with a bunch of defensive linemen actually going either getting injured or twisted up.
Amherst Toyota is a proud supporter of hard work, leadership, teamwork, and excellence in our youth. That is why we are dedicated to supporting football, including minor, high school football, football NB, and the Mount Allison Mounties. We are proud to welcome you all to Sackville, New Brunswick, the definition of small-town football. Come see why so many people choose Amherst Toyota.
Number 95, everybody.
Following the quarterback sack, it's 3rd and 10. Punt team out there for Team Ontario. And it's PJ Farah kicking once more. David Legabalom is the returner for Team Quebec. He stands just inside his own 35. A little bit of a sidewinding kick. Straight out of bounds, almost at the 49 of Team Quebec.
Un botte et bop de PJ Farah. Québec aura le ballon.
Not taking any chances on those returns.
4 minutes and 23 seconds remaining. Quebec have a 6-point lead, and they have the football. 1st and 10 at their own 49. Fortier, a little inside pitch to Diasse Valade. He has nowhere to go. It'll be 2nd and long.
Diasse Valade, aucune allée à y entrer.
2nd and long for Team Quebec.
A loss of about 2 yards on the play. He just got that stretched out, and as he was coming along, evaded the first tackle, but then just hit into the wall. And right now he's down on one knee. I have no doubt he got twisted up a little bit on that tackle.
Yeah, he's receiving a little bit of attention. That'll bring Losandre Jackson back into the offense for Team Quebec. We got 4 minutes and 7 seconds on the clock. 20-14 is the score in favor of Team Quebec. Injured Quebec player walking off.
It's a 2nd and long.
2nd and 12 for Quebec.
Noise, everybody.
Un gros jeu ici. Deuxième essai, 12.
Low snap, handled by Fortier. Guns it left side behind the intended receiver, Tyler Mercier.
Third and long.
Bring up 3rd and 12.
Passe incomplet. Va derrière Tyler Mercier, troisième essai. Botte de dégagement pour le Québec.
Just relentless pressure coming in from the Team Ontario's D-line. Just everyone coming in, pushing. He had to rush that pass off and just wasn't able to get a good angle on it.
Samuel Patry to kick for Team Quebec, standing at his own 32. Standing at his own 23 is number 23 for Team Ontario, Daniel Ivankovic. And we have
Ton d'arrêt demandé pour l'Ontario.
Ontario wants a timeout. Talk it over, make sure they got the right. They're setting up the right play here, whether they're going for a rush or a return.
Just take a little sort of a break on the moment, you know, give them a chance to regroup a little bit.
This is a perfect opportunity
and
for
get them all set up for the return.
Make sure their legs are fresh.
Yeah, I was just checking that there were
Almost a 3-minute
only
warning.
12 people on the
Go
field
time.
there. Actually, no, there were 13. Yeah, they had 13 players on the field momentarily. That's the reason for the timeout. Yeah. So now they have 11, but no, they're back up to 12. All right, now we're ready for the punt. Paspi gets a good snap, gets the kick away. High kick. Ivankovic going right side, ducks inside one tackle, and then is dragged to the ground.
Ivankovic avec le retour plaqué à la 35.
Charles Brabant with the tackle for Team Quebec.
Ivankovic just taking it to the outside and then just tries to cut in between the two lanes to see if he can get some positive yardage on it, because he's not been having a lot of success getting to the outside.
It's almost crunch time, guys. Make some noise.
1st and 10 Ontario from their own 35. Ontario trail by 6. Busick looks to his right, everyone's covered, and he is thrown down in the sack.
Un gros sac pour l'équipe Québec. Busick, aucune chance.
Was that Alex Laflamme who broke through again?
I think so, but I think the play was finished up by Samuel Tremblay. Actually, I think Laflamme is injured on this one as well. There's an injured Quebec player.
Laflamme I saw run off. This one's
very difficult to see the numbers. No, Laflamme is standing, so he's not injured. Difficult to see the numbers in this lighting. The team in dark has dark numbers. The team in light has light numbers. Okay, it's Sackville Fortin is the injured Quebec player. He's a little bit of assistance getting off the field.
They're going to run out of defensive linemen.
And football,
just about. Now that was a big sack, loss of 15 yards on the play. No, loss of about 10 on the play, rather. It'll bring up 2nd and 20 from the 25.
Et voilà le triple sifflet pour indiquer qu'il reste 3 minutes dans le 4e quart.
That was a 3-minute warning.
3-minute warning. 2nd and 20 for Team Ontario. Busick airing it out left side. Ball hits the defender on the helmet.
Passe incomplet. Le receveur de l'Ontario, le numéro 80. Rolling Goff Lambert voulait avoir un mouchoir, mais il ne l'a pas eu.
Zach Dabrowski broke that pass up with his head.
No, that was a play, defensive play. Dabrowski was just able to keep with the player, was able to interfere with the football, not with the player.
Make it 3rd and long.
So punt team for Team Ontario. Skylar Wansborough going to handle the duties this time. Dave Leleka Balom standing just outside his own 50 to receive the kick. Wansborough gets it away. Leleka Balom takes it just his own side as center. Tries the right side, tries the left side, and sees nothing but red shirts.
Un gain de 2 verges sur le retour de Leleka Balombe. 2 minutes 34 à faire maintenant dans le 4e quart. Le Québec qui mène de 6 points.
That was just well played special teams coming in and crawling off both sides, just sealing both sides for him to run. And he ended up trying to take it up the middle and was quickly wrapped up.
Fortier empties the backfield, and we have a whistle.
Timeout, Quebec.
Team Quebec take a timeout.
Premier temps d'arrêt de cette demi pour le Québec.
I want to talk this one over. I mean, question is this the time when you try and run to eat some clock, or maybe just a little bit too early for that?
You want to try to put some pressure. You've had some success with the run so far, but the other aspect of it too is you don't want to throw it up there too much because there is that chance that it can go the other way.
Okay, Fortier has his instructions from the bench. Sends 5 receivers wide. David Gabriel-Georges is the lone running back. Hand it off to Gabriel-Georges. He cuts it left side. He has a big running lane, and he's going to go all the way for a touchdown, Quebec. He's actually going to waste some time before he does it. And finally, he crosses the line.
Et quelle course de David Gabriel-Georges de trouver l'ouverture à la gauche et juste accélère. Aucune chance pour la brigade défensive de l'Ontario. C'est un touché.
However, we've got a penalty marker.
On a une punition qui s'en vient et ça ressemble que ça va aller au Québec.
Okay. Don't put those points on the boards just yet, everybody. All right, what do we got? We have 2 holding penalties against Team Quebec.
Les 2 pénalités, les 2 pour avoir retenu contre le Québec. Le touché ne contre pas, toujours 20-14.
For our visitors from Ontario and Quebec, as you guys can see, our mosquitoes are very serious at night, so be careful.
Okay, 10-yard penalty. You can only march off one of the holdings. It'll bring up 1st and 20 for Team Quebec. Ball.
George just needs to get the corner to get out to the outside, and that's where the hold helped him. And
all right, ball back in Quebec territory. 1st and 20. Touchdown does not count.
Premier essai 20 maintenant.
And we're going to try it again left side. This time bust through the middle. Touchdown saving tackle at the end of it by Quinn Vanesta. Big first down for Team Quebec.
David Gabriel-Georges Quelle course au milieu! Donne le premier essai au Québec.
Clock running, going under 2 minutes now. Ball's at the 34 of Team Ontario. That was a 29-yard run, by the way, on the last play. Yeah, why not give it to him again? Oh, no, we got a new running back in there. This time it's Jamel Hekmeore. He goes up the middle for a gain of about 5.
Jamal Hekmeore
Jamal
pour sa première course de la rencontre.
Hekmeore.
Second and 5 for Team Quebec. Hekmeore remains in the game at running back. We got lots and lots of movement.
Plusieurs personnes ont bougé ici. La punition va aller contre l'Ontario pour hors-jeu.
Offside Ontario as they bid on the fake waggle. I think that's enough for a first down. It is first down.
Et ici, ça donne premier essai sur la pénalité de 5 verges. Une pénalité coûteuse pour l'Ontario.
First down Quebec at the Ontario 29. David Gabriel-Georges back in the game. Trying to move the pile. Pile will not be moved.
David Gabriel-Georges pour un gain de 4 verges.
I mean, he's just able to, keep the clock going, eat up the time. They've only a minute and 22 left, and it looks like the running game is the way to go.
Second and 7 coming up. We do have an Ontario player down on one knee. Not sure the Ontario. Oh, he's back up. Once again.
Oh, une autre punition pour l'Ontario. Trop agressif. Un autre hors-jeu.
They're getting them on the hard count.
Hard count with the slot backs faking it to go forward, and the defensive ends are just jumping. 1 minute left. All right, second and 2.
I'll make it second and short.
Maintenant, avec cette punition, deuxième essai et 2. Ballon est à la 16 de la zone de l'Ontario.
Hand off David Gabriel-Georges. He has the first down, and then he's pulled backwards. They'll spot him at the 10.
Premier essai pour Québec. David Gabriel-Georges avec un gain de 5 verges.
All right, the official spot is at the 11, so first and 10 from there. Team Quebec call a timeout.
Québec a demandé temps d'arrêt.
Not sure if there was some confusion there. You want to keep the clock running if you're Quebec.
Yeah, but they also want to make sure that everybody's on the same page. How they want to deal with these 46 seconds. I mean, if you score a touchdown, you pretty much seal the win. You run down the clock, you seal the win. So you have to do at least one of those two things, I think, if you're Quebec. Ontario, of course, trying to prevent both those things from happening. Okay, 46.5 seconds remaining. All right, Ontario fans telling their players that the game isn't over. Go get them. It's not over until it's over, I guess, if we're doing Yogi Berryisms tonight.
Après le temps d'arrêt du Québec, premier essai. Ballon est à la 11.
Louis Fortier calling the signals. Hands it off to David Gabriel-Georges. He gets around the left side. Puts his head down for a gain of 2, maybe 3 on the play.
David Gabriel-Georges avec une course de 2 verges qui fonce vers l'avant. Ça arrête l'horloge à 40,7 secondes à faire ici dans le quart numéro 4.
All right, we have substitution at running back. Jamel Ekme-Ore comes back in. Ontario takes timeout, this time with 40.7 seconds remaining.
Le dernier temps d'arrêt pour l'Ontario ici.
So it'll be 2nd and 8. Quebec could get a first down without scoring here. I guess the third outcome that Quebec could go for here, which would make some sense, is if they're stopped up on this down, they kick field goal.
They kick field goal.
And then that safety touch that Roger was talking about earlier would come into play. Making it a 2-score game.
But I can't see this ball going into the air
No.
in any shape, form, or function at this point.
Not on purpose, anyway.
Because the last time that Quebec tried for a field goal, Ontario blocked
That's
it.
true. It was blocked. So again, not without risk trying to do that either. Now, if this were rugby, there'd be a drop goal in our future, but no. And off to Ekme-Ore. He gets a couple yards, puts his head down, gets to the 5.
Ekme-Ore. Plaqué à la 5. Troisième essai maintenant pour le Québec.
It's about 3rd and 4. Run as much time off the clock as you can, I guess, if you're Quebec.
They don't have a timeout, so
They have a timeout. I mean, if they take the time count, they just lose possession, but all right, we got a time count violation.
Punition contre le Québec pour avoir retardé la partie. Et ça va amener les unités spéciaux sur le terrain pour être botté.
is it possession or they moved it back 5?
That's possession. There seems to be some confusion as to what personnel should be on the field here for these two teams. All right, what do we got? Referee is coming over to explain the situation. 14.9 seconds left on the clock. Explaining the situation to the Ontario coaches. They got the punt team out there.
Vont faire des ajustements à l'horloge.
They're just trying to figure out the placement of the football. Time count violation. 3rd down. Okay. So they're moving the ball back. Oh yeah, it's 10-yard penalty inside the 3-minute warning. Yeah, that's it. That's the variant. I knew inside the 10-minute warning there's inside the 3-minute warning there's a variant.
Well, I think it's also different in the CFL that it is a change of possession.
Yeah, loss of down. Okay, so
10
10-yard
loss of downs.
Yeah, 10-yard penalty here for the time count violation. Punt team on the field for Team Quebec with the line of scrimmage, the 18. Rather than 14. Just going to kick this one through, or attempt to kick this one through, and they do. All right.
Le botté va à travers la zone de but.
That makes it 21-14. Ontario have it. Will get it 1st and 10 at their own 35 following the Rouge. That's the good news. They get the ball. Bad news, 9.6 seconds.
Le botté donne un rouge pour le Québec. 21-14 maintenant le pointage avec 9,6 secondes à faire. Ontario possession à la 35.
All right, how far back can you put your safeties is the question. And if you're Quebec, you're going to put them 20 yards back, 2 of them. All right. What does Hayden Busick have for this one? All right, we got a penalty marker. And
passe incomplète.
Pass is incomplete. Attempted for Lamar Kedro.
Offside against Team Quebec.
6.3 seconds left on the clock.
Ça va être hors-jeu contre Québec.
That'll move the ball up to the 40-yard line. 1st and 5. 6.3 seconds left. Quebec going with a line of 4 defenders, some 20 yards back. A line of 5, 10 yards back. And a line of 3 on the line. Busick throws it over the middle. Here comes a lateral.
Oh, la passe
Player on the
latérale.
edge. Kedro has it, and he is tackled up at the 50 as the clock expires.
Et le Québec qui sont champions.
And Quebec wins. They have enough defenders back there to defend the hook and lateral. And Quebec win a nail-biter, 21-14.
Yeah, just one of those games where, you know, it was back and forth, and 2 equal teams, I think, came to play. And basically it comes down to a couple of big plays and just well done by both sides on this. Made it a real football game with lots of interesting action on both sides. Being able to stop up that powerful Quebec offense and just being able to control the Ontario offense and defense as well. So just solid football at this under U16 level. And it's interesting to see these, hopefully to see these guys further on in their football careers.
Paul and I have been calling football games for over 20 years, mainly at the university level. That might be the second most exciting football game I've ever seen. Remember the most exciting one was that 55-52 affair between Mount Allison and St. Mary's some 15 years ago. But this was a fantastic football game. 2 talented, well-coached, disciplined, energetic, committed teams playing a really close football game.
Yeah, just you know, it's you don't want to see a blowaway on one side or the other, and it just shows how strong these teams, and it also shows how strong some of the other, you know, the other teams in this on this grouping did as well, because you know, you saw how Team Nova Scotia had held up Ontario, and just to see Ontario come and just take that level of control against Quebec was quite amazing.
Yes, indeed. We're going to stay with you for a few moments. We have some presentations, of course, presentations of most valuable players. Roger has gone back downstairs. He's going to get some reaction. I think he's probably going to talk to some of the Quebec players and coaches, get some of their thoughts on the game. And so we'll stay for the presentations of the awards.
We will ask the players from Team Quebec and Team Ontario to line up on the 45-yard line.
So teams will line up on the respective 45-yard lines in a moment, and once they're done with the handshakes, good to see the players congratulating each other and the sheer joy of Team Quebec. I mean, they were happy last year when they won, but that game was more of a blowout. This one, I think they seem even more joyous because of how
they had to fight.
Had to fight for this one.
They had to fight for this one, and it was just good to see on both sides of the coin, as they both teams fighting hard. teams being able to control, and especially in this. In the Canadian style of football, you have those big breakout plays, and you're spending all your time trying to control them, and you get those, and those are what are going to make the difference.
All right, and the big man for Team Quebec, Peterson David Claude, doing a cartwheel, getting some.
OK, je suis ici avec coach Louis Leclerc. Louis, tu m'as mentionné. Après la première demi, les ajustements, il fallait que ça soit fait. Vous les avez faits, vous avez sorti ici champion.
Oui, les gars, ça a été un long camp d'entraînement, un long tournoi. On a eu de l'adversité aujourd'hui. Les gars ils ont bien répondu à la demi, à la sortie de la demi. Puis beaucoup de respect pour l'équipe de l'Ontario. Ils sont venus ici aujourd'hui pour jouer. Puis je pense que ça nous a peut-être surpris en première demi. Heureusement pour nous, on a été capable de finir fort.
Félicitations pour rejoindre ton équipe.
Merci beaucoup.
All right, a lot of respect given to Team Ontario there by the coach of Team Quebec, and congratulations. Very happy, of course, with how his team played.
Number 57.
Solid play on both sides. And what is do we know the name of the trophy?
No, I don't. So the Ontario Charlie Lawson gets Defensive Player of the Game for Team Ontario. Remember, he got the fumble return touchdown. And he's a big play guy for the defense in Team Ontario. It was really a team effort up front there.
The winner of the most valuable offensive player for Team Ontario, le joueur offensif du match pour l'équipe d'Ontario est Callum Smith, number 27, running back.
Callum Smith, the breakaway running back for Team Ontario, gets the Offensive Player of the Game award for Team Ontario. Let's see what we get for Team Quebec.
The winner of the most valuable defensive player of the game for Quebec, le joueur défensif du match pour l'équipe du Québec est number 31, Alex Laflamme.
Alex Laflamme, Defensive Player of the Game for Team Quebec, middle linebacker, involved in lots of good stuff.
It was everywhere.
Interceptions,
And to conclude
run defense, pass defense.
of this match, the winner of the most valuable offensive player of the game, le joueur offensif du match pour l'équipe du Québec est number 8.
So, Loya Ismaila Diase Valad.
Loïc Islam, Diazé Valade.
So Diase Valad gets the Offensive Player of the Game for Team Quebec. Again, well deserved. There are a number of game breakers on that team, but he broke the game wide open with a couple of big plays.
Yeah. It's also great to see Team Nova Scotia and Team New Brunswick out here for these celebrations as well.
For the U16 Eastern Challenge closing ceremony. Mesdames et messieurs, et maintenant on va faire le closing la cérémonie finale pour le 2023 Eastern Challenge. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the tournament MVP, mesdames et messieurs, maintenant pour le tournoi, le most valuable player est.
And now back to us from Roger, and as he was
Numéro
talking
1
to
pour
Quebec.
Québec.
The tournament MVP is David Gabriel Georges from Quebec. He was offensive MVP of their first game, and was probably in the running for that award again today. So 2 great games played by a fantastic athlete, at times dominant from that running back position. We'll see if we get a couple
The
of
winner
words.
of the most valuable defensive player in the 2023 Eastern Challenge is number 95 for Quebec.
Yeah, Zian Isagoni is the most valuable defensive player.
And to conclude, the most valuable special teams player of the tournament of the 2023 Football Canada East Challenge is Dave, number 3 for Quebec.
Dave Leleka Balom, outstanding.
Just scary when he got
And
the
now the
football.
bronze medal will be presented to Team Nova Scotia.
And Dave Leleka Balom managed to sneak by Roger without getting an interview with him, but he was the special teams player of the tournament. Bronze medals now being presented to Team Nova Scotia, who won the 3-4 game this afternoon against Team New Brunswick. We also see Team New Brunswick on the 40-yard line, Team Ontario taking part in the ceremony, which is good to see. So we'll let you perhaps see some visuals of the cup being presented and the medals and whatnot. But in the meantime, let me thank everyone involved in producing this webcast. Brian Fisher, our producer; Greg Ireland, Dave Colley, and Pierre Morin, our camera operators; Ian Allen, the site coordinator here at Alumni Field; Roger Surrett, who does our bilingual commentary and the field; Paul Delmotte on color. I'm Craig Brett saying thank you, everyone, for tuning in across the country. It's been an honor for us to present the U16 Challenge, brought to you by Amherst Toyota. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in, and bye for now. Oh, and congratulations, Team Quebec.
And now, the silver medal will be presented to the Team Ontario.
on Sobeys bin is a can of bug spray.
And then, now the gold medal will be presented pour remettre la médaille d'or à l'équipe du Québec. Thank you to the presentator and congratulations again to the medalist team from today's actions.